Okay.
All right, guys. What's up, team? So I running a little bit late today. I'm just gonna say the stock market is slow. What are you guys watching this morning? Because CRXT, I guess GFAI is up some, but it's not a huge amount. Of course, we're gonna watch Netflix and Tesla after big drops yesterday. Tesla dropped a sizable amount yesterday too.
Yeah, there's really not a lot to look at.
Yeah, I know half of you guys trade with one eye open. Uh, yeah, I mean, in this market too, for sure. Oh, DWAC is up, which I know is kind of big news when it happens, but I've heard some bad. I've heard a lot of people saying that they were going to short. I think Twitter, was it Twitter that came out and said that they were short DWAC because they didn't think that the Trump media thing would get approved, and it's down to $40. Last time I looked at it, it was like 80 or 90, so it's down 50% from
Well, I've
where.
seen DWAC just move all over the place. Like I've seen it
Yeah,
at $40 and then rip up to 70 in the same day.
right. Just
Um,
ridiculous volatility.
yeah.
All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
What's going on, Joe? Good morning. Morning, everyone. Yeah, hit the like button. Y'all know what's up. Netflix to sub 200s. Maybe. I think it's definitely possible. I mean, it kind of looks like we're hitting the bottom on Netflix. I mean, looking at the last day or so, I'm gonna pull this chart out a little bit and look for maybe like the last 5 days. Let's see what we got going on here. What an ugly chart. Yeah, so we kind of hit this like 219, like rode this like 220. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we did come down all the way down to 211.52. We did bounce there yesterday, and we're kind of riding that. So if it does drop below like this like 215 area, I think that's a pretty strong area of support. If you look at yesterday, we were seeing like when it hit that 211.52, we did start seeing this higher highs and lower higher lows and lower highs. I don't know what you want to call it, but higher lows. So we did kind of have this ever so slightly ascending support yesterday on Netflix. So if it does drop below that, then Netflix is, I think, in some trouble. DWAC is a meme stack.
Shit, man. Sorry. Wait, I forgot I was on stream. Sorry. I'm over here cursing early in the morning. I'm sorry, guys. Uh, shouldn't have said it, but yeah. Spy getting shut down at 4:38. Another red day, possibly. I don't know. Um, Bleeding has been going on for days now. I even warned everybody of this yesterday in pre-market. Yesterday in pre-market, when I first titled the stream, I said, "Is Netflix going to crash the market?"
Yeah.
And you know, it kind of did. Tesla, tech as a whole dropped. So that kind of.
I know Michael Burry has been very outspoken about being short everything right now. So
Yeah. Yeah, I believe him,
yeah, the everything short or the everything bubble, he calls it. If y'all follow Michael Burry at all,
Yeah, smart dude.
yeah. Redbox is still in the pre, showing up on my scanners.
Yeah, it's one of the only ones showing up still. That and like
Yeah,
CRXT for me.
yeah. I got MIT MITQ. Yeah, MITQ is showing up. Redbox, CYN, CRXT, and Wimmy. Wimmy don't look good. Probably gonna sit here for a while until something really catches my eye, though.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, the only thing I got on my watch list: Tesla, Redbox, MITQ, CRXT, Netflix, obviously.
Yeah, Joe, TTM master. Hopefully, that's the hope. Y'all were calling me Crypto Jesus like 2 weeks ago.
That's a good name too. It sounds like as a YouTube person, it sounds like a great YouTube channel name, to be honest.
It kind of does.
You know.
Not gonna lie.
All right, guys. So yeah, I put up the stock market. Well, the stock market bleeding continue. Netflix and Tesla has been dropping dramatically over the last few days. Netflix posted a worse than expected numbers, loss of subscribers, plus more bearish news. This has widely affected the stock market. And will the bleeding continue? Let us know in chat right now. Also watching CRXT, Netflix, MITQ, Tesla, and Redbox is basically everything I'm watching right now. We also have like ATEN move. But even this one, boring. Doesn't really do anything. ITRM is up some. GFAI is up some. So I guess we could watch that too. AMC is up to 17s, but man, rough day, guys. Rough day. Yeah, DWAC is moving. What's up, Michael? Dogecoin. How's crypto doing this morning? I haven't even glanced at it. I got to run in a second, guys, and Joel's going to be basically holding down the stream for me today.
But crypto is so Bitcoin came up, hit that 43K resistance, and then had a sharp sell off all the way down to 40. It's like 40,500. But
wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty sharp sell off. But at the same time, before that, our support level was like 38K. So now our support level is at 40K. And honestly, I expected this, so it's okay. It's really in this accumulation phase, and I think this accumulation phase is going to be going on until around June. So I think this is I've seen this happen with Bitcoin before, but the entire rest of the cryptocurrency market is responding in turn. I mean, usually when Bitcoin goes down, the rest of the crypto market goes down with it. So one thing that I love to do, if anyone does trade crypto, is trade Bitcoin against the US dollar. When Bitcoin goes down, then I am usually long.
Here, I'm sorry, Joel.
Oh yeah.
I gotta run just a second, brother. I'm sorry. To be honest, guys, I'm flying out today. My dad is flying from Louisiana, and he's panicking calling me right now because he doesn't have a gold star on his driver's license, and he thinks that he won't be able to fly. I just looked it up, and apparently he will be able to fly because the deadline isn't until May. So
what does that mean?
So basically, I don't know, man. Like they basically made, for whatever reason, they made you change your driver's license to fly. Like it doesn't actually go in effect until May though of next year, and so he should be okay because he was like telling me, because basically I bought him this plane ticket, or we got him this hotel room and all this stuff. And then he's like, oh, they won't let me, or they might not let me on the plane if I don't have a passport. And I'm like, well, why don't you just use your driver's license like everybody else? And he was like, oh, no, they won't accept your driver's license anymore. I just looked it up. They will. The deadline is next year in May, so he'll be fine. But I got to call him and let him know that just to make sure he at least tries because, yeah. But he doesn't have a passport, so it's like, but the deadline for the real ID thing is May of next year.
Ooh.
But they should still accept driver's license leading up to that point. So I got to call them. I'll be right back, guys.
So let's see here. So I'm not seeing a whole bunch going on today at the moment, but I think that we'll probably get something a little bit closer to the open. Fridays, as I've seen them, there's usually not a lot to choose from, but one of the things that I have seen is there's usually one or two that has a pretty decent amount of momentum. But it's Friday, you know, typically lower volume. Real ID equals biometrics. GFAI, is it moving? GFAI, let's see what we got. I mean, it's kind of range trading. It's still low volume right now. I mean, it's like 6 to like 2 to 6,000 shares per minute. So still pretty low volume at the moment. MITQ is one that looks reasonable in terms of the volume at the current moment, but right now I'm not seeing anything that I want to get involved with yet. MITQ does have a 7 million share float. Not really much of a short float going on there, but yeah, this one seems reasonable. Everything good?
Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, yeah. There's something about my dad's almost 70, you know. They never used the internet. He could have just used the internet and called me. Instead, he was just, you know, I don't know.
Hey,
they use the internet. All my 70-year-olds out there, I love you. You know, I'm not hating on you. Okay, I'm just saying. Google was your friend, though. That's all I'm saying.
Right. You know? Google's everyone's friend, right?
You know what I mean? I can look it up in 10 seconds and figure it out. You know.
I know. Hey, my dad calls me every single day and asks me how to send a photo on his iPhone. I'm not even kidding. I wish it was.
It's better than my dad, bro. My dad doesn't ever answer the phone. You know, I guess it kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. But like anytime I call him, if I call his phone, it'll go straight to voicemail in 2 rings. He hasn't picked up his actual phone in years. If I really need to get in touch with him, I have to FaceTime him through Facebook Messenger, and then it like goes on your phone, and then he picks it up. But if I call his regular phone, that thing is he's just not answering. You're his internet. You're his Google. That's right, man. That's right. But you're old. I'm kind of old, you know. Old is relative, though.
Old is relative. Old is really about how you feel, I think.
Right. I feel good, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen. I probably got to run. I'm gonna leave Joel here to hold it down. Yeah, we're going out of town today, so I will see you guys probably tomorrow. If I decide to do anything tomorrow, definitely Monday. And so I appreciate Joel. Everybody thank Joel for being here. Good dude, smart dude. Listen to him. And I'll see you guys later.
Peace, John.
See you, dude. Oh, you got to share your screen, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Share screen.
But yeah, nothing's moving today. Surprising.
No.
Yeah,
it is
like nothing. I was telling Joel, guys, I was really thinking about not trading Friday and not streaming Friday just because it's so slow, and my trading does worse on average on Friday too. So it's like there might be a benefit of like just not trading, not streaming on Friday, but I don't know. Here, I'll put you up. There you go. All right, Joel is up.
All right, cool.
All right, guys, I'll be back, team. Or I won't be back. I'll see you guys later. But I'll see you guys later.
All right, John. Have a good trip.
Thanks, man. See you guys.
Bye. Are we playing Netflix? I'm sure a lot of people were. John was trading Netflix earlier this week. Let me get some music going. Can y'all hear that? Let me know in the comments if y'all can hear the music. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can turn it down. How's that sound for you guys? No? You guys can't hear it? All right. Let me stop this here real fast. Let's try again on, see if this shares the screen. All right. Can y'all hear the music now? Took the music. His father. No, you can't. Okay. Check the little box bottom left when it's selected. I'll keep trying.
All right, I'm back. Here, so I'll send you a screenshot of where it is. Right, so it's tiny. It's very tiny. Very easy to miss it.
Okay.
All right, so it is right here. Let me show you. Oh wait. Oh yeah, it's right here. So on the very bottom left of when you click share to share your screen, it's on the very bottom left, and it's a tiny little checkbox, and you just got to click it. Can I sing? Oh, bro, y'all got to pay me more for that. I need bigger donations for that.
Okay. So in order to do it, I can't share a window. I got to share my entire system. That's okay.
Correct. Yeah, it's up to you guys. Some people like it better without music, and so it's all good either way, bro.
I got you.
All right, guys. I'll let Joel decide whether he wants to do that, and yeah, I'll hit you guys up later. See you, team.
All right. There we go. Can y'all hear it now?
No. Oh, but your screen's not actually playing. Now we can. Yeah. Just turn it down a little bit.
How do I do that?
Oh, you go to Epidemic Sounds, and then on the bottom, it'll have like a little volume mixer. So underneath all that stuff. Yeah, so click hide right there real quick. Yeah, there it is. And then the volume is right underneath. You see, wait, right there. Go to the middle of the screen. Right there. There you go. Just down a little bit more. That's probably good right there. A little bit higher. There you go, right there. That's good.
All right.
Nice. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Good luck today. Don't trade too hard. Remember, it can be very slow in these markets. It can be very slow and boring. Sometimes these markets eat traders' accounts. So y'all just be careful. And I'll see you guys later.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Joel. See you, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. See ya. All right, so I'm just taking a look here. The MITQ honestly seems halfway decent. It's still too early to tell, but I am seeing that it's kind of turning around a little bit on the TCM. You can see this red turning to yellow here, and there's a reasonable amount of volume. It's still pretty low, but it's also very early. I mean, it's 4:25 a.m. for me, so yeah. So let's see. I wonder how I can. Redbox continue to fall back down. I'm still on a 5-minute chart. So actually looking at MITQ on the 1-minute chart, looks less favorable than it did on the 5. This one for sure would have to get above the view up. I try not to trade the ones that are this like $1.50, like under like $1 or under like $2. I try not to trade that, but at the same time, like we might have slim pickings today. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we have a good day. But we'll see what the market gives us. Just throwing in some levels here on the on the CYN. Sorry about the throat clearing there. Do I play options? No, I don't. There's got to be some way for me to jump back and forth between the chat and this without having to do that whole tunnel screen thing. But music is a little too high. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit too. I'll drop it like just a tiny notch. Music too loud. I think it's this track, man. Let's skip this track. You better open up chat on my phone. That's not a bad idea. We can do that. Yeah, I honestly think it was that track. I think the track was a little, just a little overmixed, as it sometimes is. So it happens. Netflix is over. I don't think Netflix is like done as a company, obviously, but they're definitely gonna see some pullback. I mean, we don't know necessarily if their price was inflated to begin with. Although I do think their price was pretty was pretty substantial for what it was. I think that it was pretty well priced from a market perspective, but there's just a lot of other options coming onto the market, these days. I mean, Netflix was just, they were like the first to the market, I mean, it was, Netflix was really kind of one of the first streaming services. I remember back in like 2010, I remember thinking to myself and outwardly speaking to my wife and my son about it, like, man, I wish that we could just rent a movie right here at home. Like, because I'm like, I can stream my Netflix. In like 2010, I could stream. And I remember just being like, I wish I could just rent movies from home on the internet, and I would happily pay the same amount of money that I pay going to a movie store, but I don't want to go to a movie store. I don't want to go necessarily out of my house to go get it. And I want to see something that's in the theaters. I remember that like a decade ago, say that to my wife. And I'm like, it's eventually where things are going to go, but I just don't think we're here yet, because the only place really to do it was the internet or Netflix. Whoa, Jacob, that is a intense comment there. Wow. I don't really know how to. I don't know. Let's keep it PG in the chat. We're at most PG-13. So Redbox has got levels here, support at like 315 area. If we drop below that, I think that it might be kind of done for the day. It did drop down to this $3 support here that I had put. I'm throwing in a new 315 support level there, and then a 330 resistance. It's pretty far away from the view app though, so I don't know about this one, but if you all remember yesterday, Redbox, I actually traded Redbox yesterday, or on Wednesday, sorry, and and it did have some nice rips. Just because it's it's a low float. It's pretty heavily shorted. Google take over Netflix. I mean, maybe. We'll see. Knocked him out for that? No, I didn't knock nobody out. Can I see any of the hidden chats due to YouTube? No, I just see, whatever is showing up in the actual comment thread. If it's hidden, then, I don't see it. See Yai moving up. Let's see what CI's up to. Yeah, CI's above view app. Nice little spike on there. 103,000 share volume on that one candle. But it's still, it's a little low, and you can see that, it had a pretty big drop over yesterday. It went from this like 92 cents, dropped down to 78 cents. And that's a pretty substantial drop. So I think it would have to get back above this like 92-cent level, essentially just above yesterday's closing price, in order for it to have some sort of weight, I think. But really, I think it would have to get above $1. This time frame is weird to me. I don't know why TOS does that sometimes. Like the time frame, the time axis will like get messed up for whatever reason, and you have to like reset it. EA Hershey, I believe Nasdaq and SPY will have some upside today. Hopefully. One like people. What? Do we only have one like? What's going on in the world? Y'all hit that like button. Let's keep it going. All right, so MITQ is coming up back up towards view up. I think if this one gets above view up, we could actually see some momentum on this one. It's a pretty cheap stock at $1.50. Has a low float, around 7 million in the float on this one. Do we have news on this one? Bloomberg Technology and SNDBX announced strategic partnership for gaming and sports. Let's see. This one's stacking up a little bit on the TTM. We're right at VWAP on this one. I may actually take a really tiny, just feeler position on this one. Take like 15 shares. We'll see if we can get it in at like 155. Might be a little too low. I think we'll try and hit it like 157. Super tiny position. Just something to feel out the market. Feel out some movement today. Just have quite a lot of sales at 159. Pretty big in that level too there. See if we actually get filled. I don't really want to go above this price on it. Music is too loud and drowning me out. Okay. TTM's starting to look pretty good actually on this one. I think I'll move my my buy up slightly to this 159 level. Let's see if we get a pullback to the view up. Doesn't look like we're going to get it. Yeah. Might just try to take the position where it's at. It's continuing to go. Alright, we're in. Much higher than we wanted to be. But we're in at $1.64. And we got a high up here of 177. Since I'm in such a tiny position here, I am just going to go for... I'm going to go for about 185. I want to see if it'll actually break over this 177 area. So, very low float on MITQ. Music is better now. Yeah, like I think that, like some of the tracks are just mixed differently. So sometimes you just gotta mess with the levels a bit. So MITQ, we're in a little bit higher than we wanted to be, $1.64. We're kind of like sitting at break even on that. In a very, very small position, 15 shares, just a tiny little feeler position. Just something to get us moving on the day. And it's only like 4:38 in the morning, so you were mentioning Viru. Let's see what Viru's up to. Viru doesn't have enough volume for me to really consider this thing. Right now, MITQ is the one that I'm watching at the moment, and we're getting some pretty good volume on it coming in. It is stacking up on the TTM, and Joe Soda said that's a TTM master here. I may actually take a little bit more into this position here, just because it's so cheap. We're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Maybe I'll try and get in like this 162. There we go. All right, and we'll throw this up here at. We'll throw this up at the 185 as well. Cancel this and then start at 30. And we'll throw it at 185 and see what happens. What program is this? Currently, that was Thinkorswim. I also trade in Webull. So Webull is another account that I build up as well. So you'll probably see me have that up on my screen today as well. But yeah, also in the description, y'all should see the link to Webull. Actually, right now, if you sign up, you get 5 free stocks on that one. So that should be in that description as well. But yeah, so you'll see me trading in Webull. You'll see me trading in Thinkorswim. So that should, and we may even trade some crypto today. We'll see. It just depends on the market, really. And sometimes it can be a little bit challenging to trade between these things, and also it is definitely more challenging to trade on stream. And one of the reasons why that is because I'm calling out all the things that I'm oftentimes just thinking in my head. So yeah. I'll pick up a few more shares here. See if we'll get filled or not. I think MITQ is one of the ones to watch today. I think it's one of the ones that a lot of people are watching. Not because there's anything particularly amazing about it. It's just kind of a low float, kind of a cheap penny stock. And I think that just a fair amount of people are going to watch it just because, really because of that, because it's 7 million share float, it's cheap, um, and it does have a little bit of news going on with it. So back at the market, see what's going on. So, what else we got going on? CYN dropping down, Redbox dropping down, CRXT working its way back up towards View app, IMPP not doing nothing, but still showing up. ATER showing up. So MITQ really kind of looks like the only thing moving right now. Get a little bit of resistance up here around this like 165 level. I still think that we got a really strong chance of breaking that level, so I'm not worried about it. CYN pullback. If you believe online stuff. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I don't really know what people are, what other traders are doing. I just follow what I do and what John does, and really just this community is kind of it. I kind of like the idea of keeping myself limited to like one or two places, just because I don't want too many different opinions. Or insights at changing the way that I'm thinking, because it can sometimes actually throw me off. So, so I try and just keep it, I try and just keep it like one or two things, and that's about it for myself. But that's me, you know. We're in a very small position in MITQ. For those of you who are just joining us, very small position on that, and we're just kind of getting a feel for the market. We're having a little 5-minute pullback on this one. I'm not worried about it. And in fact, actually, I was kind of hoping for it. Really, this was actually more of what the entry that I was wanting to get into. I was hoping to get in around this like 157 level, but it couldn't get filled there. So we ended up getting filled a little bit higher at 164. but this one just started on the TTM on a 5-minute chart. So if I pull this back here, you can see that we had this, this initial rip, um, which happened, very early. Started at 1 a.m. my time and hit the top here at 3:20 in the morning, 2:20 in the morning, and then over the last X amount of time, kind of came down, hit this support level here of like $1.50, and then you can see on the TTM, you can see the momentum begin to change and go from sellers into control to buyers getting back into control, as with this yellow ascending. And then now we're switching over to buyers being in control with this cyan here. This is looking at it on a 5-minute chart. We've only got 2 cyan candles. So I think that this 5-minute breakout area here, so if this like over the next 5 minutes gets over 165, 166, next 5-minute candle to make a new high, I think we'll see a nice breakout here. So we're a couple minutes out from that. We'll see what we get. I'm looking at a 1-minute chart. Looks like a decent VWAP bounce entry. One of the John classics. So, but yeah, I'd love to see what y'all are watching. Can I explain TTM squeeze indicator? Yeah. So first off, if you guys happen to go to my channel, joestraight.com/YouTube, there is a video up there. It's actually the only video currently that is published that actually walks you through the TTM and how I use it in a day trading capacity. But to give you a quick explanation of it here, on this side of things, the TTM is basically it's a buying / selling momentum indicator. So when TTM is turning red, that's when we're seeing that sellers are in control. We're typically going to see the chart go down, and we're going to see these a lot more sales coming in, and that's going to push that price down. When it starts to switch to yellow, that's when we're sort of getting a period of consolidation. Buyers are starting to pick up some of the shares because their entry might look a little bit more favorable. And when we start to see you'll see it kind of move in sort of how the chart is moving, but a little bit cleaner. You can see here that it went here. I'll make this larger so you can see it better. You can see that it went down kind of, and that this was kind of our inflection point here, where it switches from red to yellow, and then you can see that it also begins to have a little bit closer back to this sort of like this break-even point. And when it switches to the cyan, that's when it starts to become that buyers are in control, and that's a really strong indicator that we're going to see a movement up. And it works really well on the 5-minute chart. It works really well on the 1-minute chart. It can work well on like a 4-hour or a daily chart, but that's typically when you're looking at more like a swing trade capacity on these things. I don't typically trade that way. I'm usually trying to get in and get out in a couple of minutes. In pre-market, I give myself more time than that, but that's kind of how that works. So then if you'll notice, as I hover my mouse, you'll see this number here change. You'll see we went from 1.9 to 3 point something to 4.4 to 5.5. And so as those numbers begin to get higher and higher and higher, that's a stronger and stronger indication of buying pressure. Even if the price or the chart itself is not really moving, we're seeing that's showing that more and more buying pressure is coming in. So it's even strong. If the chart isn't moving that much, but we're seeing the TTM stack up and it's getting to be higher and higher, that's even stronger indication that we're going to see a nice big rip. Like I said, it could also be used on the 5-minute chart. So if I pull this out to the 5-minute chart, you'll see kind of the same thing, but we're seeing it, just condensed like normal. and we saw this go from 1.9 on the 5 minute to 3.2 to 4.6 in the current candle. Obviously, the current candle is, subjective, and it's going to just keep on moving around until it's closed. But yeah, this is a breakout pattern here that I'm looking at. What I'm looking to see here is on this 5-minute chart. When this 5-minute chart closes, this candle closes in about 3 minutes. I'm looking to see that it closes higher than this 165 range. We did come up and tap 167. But if we get a close on the 5-minute chart that is actually kind of this 1 minute or 5-minute candle to make a new high, I think we'll see a rip past the $1.77 mark there. And I say $1.77 because that was the high of the morning. If I pull this out on a 1-minute chart, we're getting sort of that, like a little bit of that VWAP bounce that John talks about, where we had this pullback here. We kind of bottomed out at this like 160 level. We could even see a pullback. Yeah, there it is. Pullback to like the VWAP here. This would be, a nice entry point here. And then, we want to see this eventually over the next 3 minutes to 5 minutes get above this 165 level. So that's the TTM. If y'all have questions about it, or you really want to go more in depth, I got a video on it on my channel, joelstrait.com/YouTube. I'll drop that in the chat. And what platform is that? That's TOS that I was trading there just now. MITQ for the win. TTM plus RSI plus VWAP equals free breakfast. So the RSI, I tried trading the RSI for a while, and I just could not seem to get it to really work for me. I know a ton of people use that one, but everyone's got their own style, and the things that there's some things that make sense to you and some things that don't. Did the music stop? Music stopped. Just noticed it. Feature playlist movie genres. Y'all hear the music? So I still think this is on a 3-minute chart, which is something I've just been playing around with. So I still think that this one looks pretty decent. We're still seeing that stack up on the TTM. Not much, not as much as I'd like to see, but it's still decent. This current candle closes here in the next 20 seconds. So it'd be nice to see a rip over this in the next few seconds, but we may not get it. Instead, this may, end up being another like 15-30 minutes, I think. But let's go ahead and see what else is moving. There's not a lot to look at today. CYN is currently back above VWAP. This one's also kind of doing a VWAP bounce. Let's see what the float is on this one here. So 9 million, 25 million. So we'll call this one like 20 million. So CYN is definitely something potentially worth looking at. Getting another pullback here on MITQ. Pretty big drop there. And if it gets too low, we'll just cut it. Let's take a look at what Netflix has got going on. Netflix did come back some yesterday. And they are kind of putting in they do have some ascending support. You can see here. Pull this guy out from yesterday. You see there's kind of a ascending support line forming right there. So Netflix, we may see continue to slowly grind its way back up. We'll see though. So what are y'all watching? RDBX? Let's take a look at RDBX. RDBX has a ways to go. For RDBX, I want to see it get above the VWAP. And also, I'd really like to see, so like this TTM here that pulled up, it was kind of a false one. So we went from like 329 to 340. I don't know if I call it false, but we're not seeing the kind of strength that we'd like to see. The strength that I'd want to see with this one is I'd want to see this get above VWAP and then hold. And I think that'd be really, really important for this one. So we're kind of like right at VWAP on MITQ. MITQ is about one of the only things I see moving. It does have news announcing a strategic partnership for gaming and esports, and a 7 million share float, and it's a pretty inexpensive stock. So that's a pretty strong indicator. A lot of times just those stats alone to make something run, provided that people are buying into it. But it's kind of everything we look for, right? Like we look for it to have news or some sort of catalyst that's driving the stock price. We look for it to be lower float, usually under 25 million if we want to see bigger rips, if you're a momentum trader like I am. And we're looking for something that is reasonably priced, that can take a reasonable amount of share size to make a decent profit as it rips up. So those are the three things I'm typically looking for. What's going on with Twitter? I'm going to take a look at that real fast. So I want to see what's going on with the Elon madness. Twitter's slowly grinding its way down. I know that they've been, that's actually coming back up from yesterday, really. Now that I look at it, let's pull this out on a 5-day. I know that they were talking about that they're trying to do a poison pill strategy with Twitter to make it less appealing to Elon. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Because I think that, I think Elon would want it even if it drops. I know I would. And I think that the reason why I would was just be really because it's the audience, it's the platform that I'd be after. That's the things that I personally think would make Twitter worthwhile to buy. But that's just my thoughts. This is my opinions. What do y'all think? How's Roblox looking? I don't know, man. Is Roblox RBLX? It's looking like it's got no volume. Kind of decide what I want to do with this MITQ trade. We're down a little bit, like $1.80. Nothing substantial. Just because we're in such a small amount of shares. I was really trying to get in this like 157 entry, and just couldn't get it. And I don't really want to average down because this just screwed me over in the past before. I just try not to do that. But I don't know. It's still early. It's only 5 o'clock. We'll see what we continue to get through the day. We'll just keep an eye on it. Is there anything else moving you guys see? Let's jump over my 30 gap. 30 gap, we got CYN, which is just sitting right above VWAP, right at $2. But not really moving much. RDBX is trying to find its way back to the VWAP. We're at this sort of like 325 resistance level. Which I think is a pretty substantial level. I think if you actually see, never mind. CRXT also down. CRXT is actually down a lot since yesterday. I mean, it was up at 270 in the pre-market yesterday. It's just been selling off since. If we check out the 150 gap, nothing here. Same stuff. Jump over back to my super early. MITQ really is kind of the belle of the ball at the moment. So that's our only one. So we do, if I pull this out to my 1 minute chart, we do have a possible crossover what this is indicating for me is this is indicating a 12-26 crossover. So it's a 26 simple moving average and a 12 EMA. And that's the cyan line here and this whitish line here. So if this cyan line crosses above this 26 simple moving average, then we're likely to see a move higher, a pretty nice momentum rip. So I trade with multiple indicators and I trade with multiple different strategies, and I do it all at once to kind of combine into one strategy to really indicate this momentum. And that's just how we trade. So John is actually going out of town, Ride the Lightning. By the way, every time I read your name, I just can't think about, I can't stop thinking about Metallica every single time. It was actually one of my favorite albums, Ride the Lightning. For whatever reason, every time I wash my car, I gotta listen to Ride the Lightning album. Especially like Fight Fire with Fire. Love that track. Nice, yeah. Metal horns all the way, man. So, quick story. I actually met my wife at a metal show. And I met her through a friend who invited me to the show. And yeah, we pretty much met there and just never separated. What are my thoughts on SENS? Let's take a look. What's my Twitter handle? @JoelStraight. And I was able to get that because I signed up for Twitter like 100 years ago. Which TTM am I using? I'm using the TTM that's automatically built in to Thinkorswim. Okay, so there we go. We're seeing that movement here on MITQ. Let me share my TOS back up. We're seeing that movement here in MITQ that I was mentioning, and we did get that crossover that I talked about. So I think that this like 168, 167 level, we really got to see a break over this. But we're getting a very fresh TTM here happening. And this is a pretty strong indication that we're going to see that move up. Hopefully we do, because we're in a few shares. Maybe I should have done that average down, but that's just not something that I do because I think it exposes me to too much risk. So we're up 30 cents, whopping 30 cents. Can't even get a gumball for that these days. And y'all mentioned that there was a few others. Reminds me of CYN rip from yesterday. Yeah. VLON just took off. Let's check it out. VLON. Oh yeah, that's a pretty nice rip. Let's see what the I want to see what the float is on VLON. 3.2 million. It's got a short float of 8.5% on VLON. So this one does have some potential. Does this have news on it? Announces a review of strategic alternatives. What does that even mean? We're announcing a review of strategic alternatives. What's wrong with the other one? It's not strategic enough. Yeah, I do voices from time to time. SEV has a good catalyst. Needs more interest. How's oil looking? VLON at 25 cents in 1 big minute. Yeah, I'd want to see, like with VLON, I'd want to see it actually like hold the level. Like I don't trust just 1 minute rips. Like if it's just rips over the course of 1 minute, I don't trust that. And that's because like I've seen these things rip up huge and then just rip right back down a few minutes later. So I'd want to see this actually begin to form a trend before I'd be interested in taking something like this. Somebody mentioned something else that I wanted to take a look at. Um, VLAN doesn't seem to be FDA news. Buyer beware. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. I think that's good advice. Lightning Weevil lasts TTM. Oh, yeah, Weevil. I don't know if Weevil does have TTM. I don't have a setup on my Weevil. I often am trading two things at the exact same time. Yeah, I don't know if Weevil does have TTM. Let me check. Let's see here. This is something I was looking at a couple days ago. Let's do a MITQ here so that we can watch it. I always forget how to add indicators. Oh yeah, they're just kind of up here. Edit. So yeah, I don't know if Weevil does have. Oh yeah, it does. Here it is. CTM squeeze. Boom. That's awesome. I'm just gonna keep it at the defaults. Let's make this a little smaller though. Yeah, they got TTM. Look at that. I think I might edit the way that the might edit the style of it. So let's look at let's see. I want to make this one more red. And I want to make this one yellow. All right. And then I want to make our strength cyan. Yeah. And then I want to make our beginning weakness to be like a blue, like a darker blue. How about that blue? Yeah, there we go. All right. MITQ still trying. Music still stopping. There we go. TTM Weeble preset. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a look at those presets. By the way, is that how I set it up? Yeah, at the moment that's how I set it up. Just now, I just discovered this moment. I've been using TTM on Thinkorswim for like well over a year. Did I kidnap John? John is actually going out of town, and so he's doing some stuff with his family, having a good time. So pretty. Nancy Pelosi stock. Nancy don't like losing money. No, she do not. She likes making money, hundreds of millions of dollars. You said VLAN is moving? Check it out. Check out VLAN. Elon the VLAN. Mm. Yeah, VLAN's moving pretty good. So who called this out? Whoever called this out, good call. This one actually does look pretty good. I'm already in my MITQ thing. I don't want to change up too much, but MITQ is kind of struggling. I think VLAN might end up stealing its thunder. VLAN has a much smaller float, and the news is a little bit shifty. So be careful on VLAN on this one, but definitely from a tech spec, this does look pretty decent. We pulled back. We had this rip up from 109 down to 150, like up to 150s, and then a pullback just to the VWAP and a nice bounce hitting like 170s now. Still pushing up, still making new highs. VLAN definitely goes on my watch list for today, on my top watches, and we're still struggling on MITQ, but we are just coming back down and tapping VWAP and whatnot. So I don't hate it. I'd like to see better movement on it, and we are still getting bullish sentiment on the TTM, but yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see. VLAN, I think, is the one that people are watching though at the moment, and I think this is currently the big driver right now. I'm not going to get into it at the moment, and I kind of want to see this, do its thing, and then pull back some, and then after that point, when we have a little bit more of a trend formed there, then I might look at taking a trade on this one, especially because the news seems kind of sketchy. It's more or less they're announcing a review of a strategic strategy. So basically, they're reviewing their planner. So to me, that's not strong enough news, but definitely it's a strong enough chart, and it's a low enough float to just see this thing drive its way up, up, and up. And who knows, I might miss this move, but that's okay. I'm planning less than a week than chasing out. I don't know what that means. VLAN needs to consolidate. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm looking for some consolidation on it. Get out of MULN now. Save yourself. Ross is trading this. Yeah, so really, even if Ross takes a tiny position in this, it's going to influence that stock on VLAN. And I mean, think about it. It's a 3.2 million share float. I mean, this dude could, Ross could accidentally buy this thing, accidentally buy this whole company. But it is continuing to push, and push. So whoever called this out in the chat, nice job. MITQ is falling down. I don't know about this one. I may end up cutting this. Right now we're falling down to the 200 moving average. If it breaks below this, I may have to cut this. So, but VLAN, wow, look at this, just pushing. Oh my gosh, just going crazy. All right, now I have some FOMO. Who called this one out? Whoever did, great job. There's not many more shares that can be traded. Yeah, VLAN went nuts, man. Your entry was 122? Wow, John. Good job, dude. Good job. Oh my gosh. VLAN close to $2 might go over. Yeah. Nice job, John. Everyone congratulate John. If y'all haven't already, man, be sure to like and subscribe and, hit the bell and all that type of stuff. We trade 5 days a week. We trade it every single day the market opens, and and provide whatever insight that we possibly can to you guys. Wow, man. All right, I admit it. I admit it. I got a little bit of FOMO here, but it is what it is. MITQ falling down on that news. I think I'm gonna end up cutting this thing. On that news, MITQ falling down because I think everyone's trying to get out of this and jump into VLAN. VLAN had a reasonably high short float at 8.2% or 8.3%, something like that. So it's not huge, not bad, but not not insignificant. Especially with 3.2 million shares available in the float, that's super low. So VLAN is okay. We're finally starting to get a pullback after like I don't know how many green candles. But on the 5-minute, this is just straight up green. Same with the 3-minute. So, our first red candle in a while on VLAN. Whoever got in at like, $1.50 or less, man, great job. Even if you got in at like 175, awesome job. Happy for you. VLAN pullback. Yeah, I think VLAN needs that pullback. I absolutely do. I think nothing runs forever. But yeah, I missed the VLAN run too. Yes, thanks so much, Clean Slate. I appreciate that. Yeah, be sure to join the Discord as well. There should be a link to it in the description. But I definitely think that you'll get a lot of insight. We got people like Douglas VC dropping gems of wisdom in there. We got I show up in there pretty much every day. Talk about what I'm trading. I trade. I am very much a like 1-minute trader, momentum trader, and I'm showing the type of stuff that I'm putting in there is the type of trades that I personally take each and every day. So be interesting to see if Elon gets support here at like $2. But honestly, I'd want to see a pullback to around the VWAP. So like $1.75 would be, I think, a little bit more solid, a little less risky. But the VWAP did move up very well with this. VWAP sitting at 181, and current new resistance level here is up at this high at 221. So we had little rip, pullback and consolidation, one nice big rip, and then we're actually getting some support right here at this like $2 level. I might take a small position here. Why not? Let's see. I don't know what I want to do with this. Let's say like try and get in like $1.95. There we are. All right. This one's got a lot of momentum going on with it. Almost no real news. They just basically announced that they're gonna take a look at their planner. But it's it's a technical breakout. It's a technical chart, technical trade here. So I think it's got value. And the next area would be to see if it breaks over these highs. If it does, I think we'll see a move up to like 250. In fact, I think that I might go for like a momentum swing with this one. So I'm in very small, like 15 shares. I actually may go a little bit higher on my shares here. And we'll throw in like a scaling position. Just taking a look at the chat. More reason to buy BRQS now. I've been playing MDVL every day since Monday. We're in the afternoon. Takes a nice rip, yeah. Wait for the VWAP. VLAN Summer Scaling 3. Yeah. So we're up a couple bucks in that. And we're still sitting in this one. I don't know if I want to keep MITQ or not, but it hasn't dropped down below our level, so we'll just see what happens with that one. So this is typically what you see from me when I'm trading is, I'll get into my trades and then I'll just kind of sit and watch them. I don't jump around a ton, but I do want to see what's going on with, I just want to check in with Twitter. Twitter got a nice candle rip here. Went from 430 or went up like 10 cents. It's still got a long way, I think. And it's really not seeing the volume that we've seen on Twitter the last couple of days, although that'll probably change after the open. If y'all heard that ring, that's just one of my alerts here saying that there's a volume spike. It's just one of my indicators. Netflix had this like one green candle, like ripped up to 221, went back down. Netflix is still kind of pushing up a little bit, moving slowly. VLAN, we're sitting at this, sitting up a couple bucks, and we're sitting in this down a couple bucks, and we're basically break even at the moment. So I think that VLAN, though, with this massive type of momentum that it got over here, I actually think that VLAN may end up being the one. Although MITQ I think has still some potential. I may reduce my my levels on it though. I'm in a total of 60 shares on MITQ. I may reduce the level that I was looking to sell at. So, and now we're taking a look at VLAN. So I'm typically trading pennies. I don't trade a lot of the bigger stocks most of the time. That's me. That's how I roll. What time are we at? 5:25. Might take a position on VLAN on my Webull here. 199. This at 2. So we're also in VLAN on Webull as well. Checking back on the chat. Rage quit? Did you mean Rage quit? John quit. No, man, John didn't quit. John's doing his thing. Looks like we just got to pull back here a little bit on. No, not even really. Gone in at $2 on another entry on VLAN. I really think that VLAN's gonna have another rip in it. So we're watching it. We're waiting for it. Jump back over to my pre-market scanner. VLAN is now the number one volume on my scanner. MITQ is kind of barcoding a little bit. Like I said, I may have to end up cutting this, but it's just sitting there. And we're sitting in a tiny little profit in VLAN. VLAN Musk. Papa VLAN. So, oh man, my screen wasn't shared the whole time. Oh my gosh. Like Squeeze and Trend Wave, yeah. John lost money on CEI. Rage quit, lol. No man, John's just hanging out with his family. He's doing family stuff this weekend, so he's actually hopping on a plane right now. So, Apple currently, you're up on CEI. Good job. Yeah. MITQ is kind of just barcoding here, which kind of whack, but you know, it is what it is. VLAN's riding this like $2 support level. I'd like to see it break out here, but let's go ahead and jump on a 5-minute chart and see what we're looking at here. This is actually our first red 5-minute candle at the moment, and it's not even closed yet. We still got another minute and a half or another minute or so to see what happens with this 5-minute. So, and we're still above view up. So that's still a good thing here. But we are seeing some pullback here on the TTM. And that's what this darker blue is indicating. Oh yeah, we wanted to see what our indicator setup was with the TTM on and compare it. So we got a length of 2.0. Let's go ahead and compare it here. I want to compare this with our TTM on Webull. Let's see what we got. Length 2.0, yeah, same. I thought though when I set this up, it gave me other options. Because I can see that the TTM on Webull looks different than the TTM on Thinkorswim. But I'll see if I can refine that a little bit over the coming days or possibly over the weekend. But it's something that, you know, you got to take some time on. Large block purchase of Twitter at 40.08. That's pretty cheap, by the way. VLAN, any idea why it dropped from $7 to $2? It may fill that gap. That'd be insane if it filled that gap. Let's take a look at the longer chart on VLAN. Let's jump back. I don't know when it did that, so I'm just gonna go back 6 months. Looks like it did this in looks like it did this. What month is this? Let's jump back 3 months. See where we're at. Look what we did this in March, like St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why it did this, but you know, I don't know. I don't see any indication of why that did that. Let's go back 20 days. It's not far enough. Yeah, what do y'all see why it did that? Because I don't know if that's going to end up being a gap fill or if there was like uh, some sort of split of some kind that might have happened, like a reverse split or just a split, actually the opposite. But VZ falling knife. I don't have any good news on my app. I'm about to short it at 220. VLAN ranging, be careful. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Why would that be a gap fill? Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be a really, really huge gap fill. I don't think that would work. Can you check with which TTM I'm using on TOS? There's 5 different ones. Yeah, let me check that real fast. I'm pretty sure I'm using TTM squeeze. Let's go ahead and jump over here, edit studies. So I'm using, if I type TTM, yeah, I'm using TTM squeeze. So right here. And if you want to take a look, here's the settings. We got length at 2.0. We've got NK at 1.5. NLBB at 2. And alert line at 1.0. So that's what we got. I gotta switch this song. Teed up, gassed up, sick, go with my whip, go 40. Come on, really don't miss shit though, you gon' get your shortly. VLAN drop in March. Where are we at? VLAN Pharmaceuticals. VLAN drop in March equals study did not meet primary endpoint of significant reduction in. Okay, so essentially they did the thing. It didn't work out, and they had to reassess. So we're getting a pop here in VLAN, by the way. Oh. All right, I gotta cut this MIT huge. I don't know. I might hold this till we open. It's only down $3.50. VLAN, we're gonna pop up here. Nice, huge rip. Look at that volume on this one candle here versus these other ones. So let's see what happens. We gotta get over this 221 level. But if we do, I think we'll see a nice big rip. And there we are. So we're over 225. Can we see up to 250? This is a fresh rip. We only have one cyan candle on the TTM, so it's not enough for me to trust yet. I do want to see like 2 to 3, but it's looking strong. So let's see what happens. It makes sense. It's 535. New volume comes in the market at 5:30 or 8:30 market time. So just got a nice rip up to 230s. A little bit of a pullback here, possibly decent entry point. But we did make a new high just now. I wonder if we're going to see another rip. Checking on my Weeble trade. Weeble's still looking, so we're still waiting for that at about 230s. So that's what we're waiting for on Weeble. By the way, if y'all haven't checked out Weeble, Weeble is a dope trading platform. You can trade cryptocurrency on it. You can also trade, stocks and whatnot. They also have 0 commissions, just like Thinkorswim. But there's a link in the description, and if you guys sign up with that, you actually get 5 free stocks. And it also helps us out, helps the channel grow. And we'll talk about a couple other things as well that we also use that you guys can check out as well. But yeah, check out Weeble, man. It's really, really dope. Can I please look at BRQS? Yeah, we can take a look at it. Let's do it right now. So let's take a look at BRQS. All right. So if I'm looking at BRQS, what I'm seeing that. So the volume is a lot lower than I want to see it. I want to see like In the pre-market, I want to say like 30 to 50,000 shares traded per minute right now. With this, I'm seeing like 7, 8 to like maybe like 17, 20, which is not terrible, but it's not where I want to see it at. Um, we are seeing a definite downward trend. Currently, it's riding the trend of this 200 moving average down, staying under the view app. There's our order fill on Weeble. So we just made a nice little profit on Weeble, a couple of bucks there. And so on BRQS, I'm seeing this continue to drop down. Although over these last 3 different periods, we did see some support here at this like 33-cent area. So I don't know what the float is on BRQS. Like I've said in the past, I don't trade anything under $1, and that's just because I just have never had good luck trading stuff like that. It's a 53 million share float, so not terribly huge. It's definitely one that could be pushed up, but its short float is like 2.5 to 4%. So I think that in regards to BRQS, there's potential on it, but you'd want to see a lot more market sentiment happening, I think. MITQ is going to ride in that like 150 level. Like I said, we wanted to get in at 157. We ended up getting in higher than we wanted to on MITQ, but we're only down like $3, so it's not a big deal. We took a little bit of profit on VLAN inside of Weeble, so that trade filled over here in Weeble. And on Weeble's side, we're seeing like a fresh TTM here. Full disclosure, I just added this TTM on Weeble today. I'm not 100% on it yet. I don't really know its accuracy in comparison to the way that I've got this set up in Thinkorswim. Excuse me. But in Thinkorswim, I'm seeing some pretty solid numbers coming in through the TTM here. So we did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves up on the TTM side, and we are getting a little bit of flag on VLAN right now. So this flag, to me, this looks bullish, and I try not to interpret flags as bull or bear. But this does look bullish to me in terms of the flag itself. Now, our high is on a red candle, but that's only a 1 cent difference from what this high was on a green candle at 230. We are getting a little bit of a pullback on the TTM, but it's basically the same number. This is 12.5, and this one here is 12.3. So this one could easily rip up over and continue its cyan trend in the next 10 seconds. So that's what we're seeing right now with VLAN. I want to see this push up towards the 250 and test the 250 range. That's really what I want to see with this. Let's check in with Netflix and see what's happening with that. Netflix is continuing to just trade sideways, not really doing a whole lot. It is kind of running this like ascending support level. It's a little under it, but not much. Excuse me. Twitter got a nice rip. Twitter up from 47 to like 4730s, 4780s. Twitter did just get a 5200 moving average cross. I've been able to, over the last few weeks, just started using this. That's this red and this green line here. When the green is over the red, that means that we're typically going to see a longer term bullish pattern, and I'm seeing that happen right now with Twitter, and it's working exactly as it should. But this one typically to me shows a much more longer term bullish pattern. All right, so VLAN, we got that move upward. Now we want to see a support at 225. We want to see it hold. Really important there. This is the third time Netflix has dropped 70% or more in its history. It will take a long time to recover. Yeah, I imagine that Netflix is going to take a while to recover, Larry. I mean, after a drop like that, like that's such an insane drop. I mean, that's huge. You know, to drop like, I mean, it basically lost like $60 billion in its market share in like a day. I mean, that's nuts. So it's definitely going to take a long time for those shares to get bought back up and for that to push ever forward. All right, so not getting the type of conviction that I want to see here on VLAN, although we may continue to see it. Still haven't lost my bullish sentiment on it. We're up a couple of bucks. It's only 5:45, so we still got a while till the open. MITQ has just been kind of riding under view up here, and we're sitting down at a couple of bucks. Our VLAN trade is making up for it, but we're still in this, and I still want to see this come up and test 250s. I think in order for that to happen, we really need to like hold this 225 support. It's okay if we drop a little bit below it, but not much, because remember with these cheaper ones, a couple of cents makes a big percentage difference. So I'll share my screen in just a second. Just wanted to see something here. So we're really just kind of hanging out. There's not a lot moving. VLAN is kind of the one that everyone's watching. MITQ is still struggling to get back above VWAP. And VLAN is just doing VLAN. This VLAN Musk here. What else are y'all watching? It's kind of boring just at these two. I mean, it's kind of a boring Friday. Tony Bennett? No, I don't think it's Tony Bennett. We're not trying to get copyright strikes here. Max, what's quite? What the hell are we listening to? Hey, y'all don't like it? It's all good. We can skip it. I kind of dug it. This is Oakwood Station. This kind of sounds just like it, though, doesn't it? I mean, it's nice. It's chill. Is that a little better? VLAN 240, slight resistance with 248 next target. That's cool. Yeah. No, I kind of dug it too. I thought it was pretty chill. Watching CRXT, yeah. Okay, so still holding on to VLAN. Although may potentially take my profits. It's kind of a little bit more of a pullback than I wanted to see on it. Yeah, we're gonna fall back down to this like $2 level, and that's not what I want to see. And MITQ is just kind of trading sideways. CRXT, y'all were talking about. So yeah, CRXT's been kind of trading a range, and actually, like if you look at this, I put this resistance level here. When we got this rip, we actually hit almost that exact level. CRXT doesn't look bad. I'd like to see more volume on it, but it's Friday. We got pretty low volume just on the whole in the market today, from what I'm seeing. We're seeing a little bit of a heavy pullback here in VLAN. What I would consider to be, because I mean, you got to think about this in terms of percentages. You know, we're up at 230, we're down here at like 207s. I mean, that's roughly like 10%. It's a pretty large pullback in terms of that. I wanted to see it hold 225. It doesn't look like we got that, but it does look like we're holding this like $2 level pretty strong. But if we look at the TTM, we are pulling that back. The sentiment on that is shifting slightly. Hopefully we stay above VWAP. Our entry is around 195. It's $2 on this account and 195 on this account. So, by the way, I'm trading 2 different accounts on Thinkorswim at once. We already traded Webull. Webull, by the way, does have TTM. I just learned this today. And on Webull's side, it looks like the TTM is turning to the opposing side. So, but yeah, Webull's a super dope platform. You can make all sorts of. One thing I really like about Webull is just how much you can customize the charts and things. You can really set this to make it work exactly how you want. I got the price ladder here. I've got like this, really quick way of changing between buys and sells. It's one thing I really like about it. And then they got they got screeners. They got pre-built stock screeners in here, which I really enjoy. And you can also trade crypto here. This is one thing I really like about it. You can actually get sort of a global overview of all the markets around the world. And I think that's really cool. And then they got, the whole squares thing going on and whatnot. So Webull's super dope. They've got scanners built in, and then you can actually create your own scanners. So their scanners are actually pretty powerful. That's one thing I really like about Webull. Every platform has its advantages and disadvantages. I think one of Webull's biggest advantages, aside from it having free trades, is that they got really good scanners there. Webull's super dope. You can check them out. You can get 5 free stocks when you sign up to Webull. Yeah, we love Webull too. Yeah, Webull's dope, man. Especially like right now they're giving 5 free stocks when new traders sign up. And I think that's one of the best in the game, honestly. VLAN only circumstance. Might try going short. Okay, level 2 on Webull is $3 a month. Yeah, it does have a charge for their level 2, but at the same time, is it good for scalp? Yeah, that's actually mainly what I use Webull for, is scalping. That's my favorite place to scalp. It's really good with that, I think, personally. So Webull's dope. I think it's one of the better platforms out there. I use Thinkorswim a lot too. Obviously, that's what you're seeing on my screen right now is Thinkorswim. And one thing I really like about Thinkorswim is just like Webull has the free trades, and then they have a ton of indicators. Webull. One thing I really like about Webull, and it's actually one thing that I kind of dislike about Thinkorswim, is that Webull is constantly updating their platform. They're always adding software updates. They added crypto last year to be the ability to be able to trade crypto. So they've just added a lot over the years that have had them, and they just keep getting better. So that's one thing I like about Webull, is that they seem kind of scrappy in the sense that they're actually really incentivized to bring in new people and to continue to get better. So they also have a really dope mobile platform. If y'all trade mobile, I've actually traded Weeble on my iPad before, and it worked out just fine. So I liked the way of that honestly better. Like in terms of, like, I think Thinkorswim's mobile has a lot to be desired. Their desktop's dope, but I think it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of their mobile. VLAN falling down below the VWAP. We're right around our entry point. Honestly, I probably should have taken the profits here, like 225, 230, which is what we did on the Weeble side of things. But I was looking for a break above that. I was looking for more of a momentum trade with this. And I think that momentum may have been the one that was being called out earlier by the chat, right here at this like 150 entry and this rip up to like 220s. But I do still think that we're going to get another rip in here because there's just not a lot moving. And sometimes when there's not a lot moving, traders tend to focus on one or two things. And I think this is one that's really easy to focus on. It's a very, very, very low float at 3 million. And it even has a reasonably high short float as well. So I think traders will latch onto this, and I think traders will continue to push this one up. MITQ, I have less confidence in than I did earlier this morning. You can see it's kind of barcoding. We're getting a lot of dojis, and if we're getting doji after doji, that's not a good thing. Also, a lot of the volume came out of this thing. We may see a sell-off at the open. I hope we don't. Honestly, hope that we get a nice little rip up here. But not keeping my hopes up. Hope is not a strategy. So I'm just watching it to make sure it doesn't drop below our risk level. So our risk level on MITQ is right around $1.50. If it hits that, we're out. We're not in huge with it. So VLAN, after coming back down, hit the VWAP and got a really nice bounce, actually. Stronger bounce than I thought that it would. And we're getting a possible crossover on it, showing up on my TOS indicator here. So VLAN don't look bad. FNGR finger. Only bad thing about Weeble is they're 100% PEOF. I see. Trader psychology. Weeble interface is great. Yeah, I think Weeble's dope, honestly, man. VLAN only tapped under VWAP and came right back, which I think is awesome. You said FNGR. Let's take a look at that real fast. FNGR has like no volume on it at all. Like I don't even register a candle. It's like 200, 128. Yeah, there's like nothing going on there. So it may have a gap, but gapping on 200 shares is not something that I personally would trade. Now, I don't know. Maybe you know more about the company than I do. I don't know anything about the company at all, but from looking at it from a strictly technical chart basis, I personally would not trade that. Really, VLAN is kind of the main. I think it's the main market watch, and I think it's where everyone's at. CRXT, I want to check back in with this one because I know a lot of you guys were trading this one. So CRXT did come down, hit 194 in the market, and then came back up, hit 230 resistance, and it's been kind of riding this like $2 to 230 range, kind of range trading on this one. I think with CRXT, I think you would have to really, you'd really have to like make sure that it stays above this VWAP here. There's not enough volume, I think, to really give it the momentum that CRXT needs in order to be a player today. But that momentum may come at a later point in time. I think VLAN is stealing the market, even though it's even though it's pretty low in terms of it hit 230, came back down, and and it's moving, reasonably well. I think Velon's float size being so small, and I think just the momentum that it did get, it's kind of stolen people's hearts for the day, for the moment, for the pre-market. But it's not even. We're not even open. We still got another 40 minutes or so till the open, 35 minutes till the open. So, what else are you guys watching? Because there just doesn't seem to be a lot moving in the market today. Netflix is trading sideways. Twitter did get a little bit of a move up. Let's see. Give your host a big like. Yeah, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, all the things. Make sure you ring the notification bell, because we trade every single day. All our content here is free. We do hydrate. Yes, hydrate. That is a very good idea. I'm actually going to grab water real fast. I will be right back momentarily. Here I am. I should probably put a little mini fridge in here with some waters. You've been watching KOLD? Made a little profit off it. That's awesome. Okay, so we're getting that dip that I talked about in MITQ. Still is holding that support level of that 150 area. I don't know that we're going to see this thing run to the levels that I was hoping. So then we'll just put our share size down right at its last resistance level and see what happens with that. It's still within our risk range, so we're not going to cut it yet. Velon kind of consolidating right now, but a lot of the volume has left it. What else y'all seeing? Is there anything new popping up on your guys' scanners on your side? Y'all are going back and forth on this quite versus quit spelling. Yeah, quit, quiet, and quite are the three. Like, I see people spell those things and interchange them often. What can I say about GTE? They used to be a company a long time ago. Let's check them out. GTE. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, GTE is still a company. I'm taking a look at this, and I'm seeing a lot of sell-off yesterday, and almost no volume this morning. This candle here was 2,300. This one was 11,000. Or sorry, this one was 200. That one was 3,000. So I got a visual impairment, so sometimes the smaller text is hard for me to read. Pretty sure I'm probably gonna end up cutting this thing, but it's still right above that risk level. Let's see what happens with it. Velon is kind of stacking up a little bit on the TTM. Still in bearish territory slightly, but we are above VWAP, which gives us that bullish. So we're in kind of a consolidation territory is a better way of putting it. I do think this one has another opportunity in it. If we look at this, it's almost an ABCD pattern. Almost. Not quite, but almost. If this changes to cyan on the TTM, I think we may see some movement here. Another rip up. It's trying. It's trying. Just trying out some of these different things. What else? What else are you guys looking at? RDBX. Let's take a look at Redbox. Let's see what's going on there. RDBX. Redbox is continuing to sell off at the moment. It did try again to get back above like 350s and rejected there, and it's been pushing down pretty much since. Um, Redbox had a good amount of movement yesterday. I mean, it had this huge rip up here from like the 250s all the way up to 385. And if you look at this, you can actually see the TTM straight up called this one out. This is like a classic TTM play with a classic chart, with this whole like little U-shaped breakout pattern here. It was pretty classic rip here on Redbox. Redbox was a bit of a short squeeze. I think that short squeeze is over. I think most of those shorts are out and probably back in now at this point. Um, but yeah, I don't really know that Redbox is over necessarily. We may see some movement after the open, but right now we're seeing it continuing to just kind of gradually sell off. CRXT is also kind of riding view up. There's very little volume in the market right now. VLON, get off this 5-minute chart. Actually, let's take a look at this 5-minute chart before we get off it. So this level here, I think, is really important. I think we got to break over. I think we got to break over this resistance here, like 220. So like 225 is almost like its resistance level now at this point. I'm gonna bump this up to like 225, and we're gonna call this as its resistance. I'm gonna throw a little orange on here so we know, and I'm gonna throw a green marker here to know my entry easily. I kind of like to do this because it's just gives me a visual representation of support, resistance, and my entry. I think it's a really quick and easy way for me to trade, for me to just assess my winners and losers, and just manage it easily. This one, I'm gonna bump this up. This is actually how I trade. Throw that as support. And throw this as resistance. And let's throw our entry in here, which was way too high. Trying to capitalize on that momentum. Yeah, look at that gap. That's like way too much. Trying to keep good risk management, but you know, we're people. All right, check back in with you guys, see what we got going on. Are you basically swing plated? Okay. You bought Snap yesterday at $29.40 and you forgot about it. Should have sold. Dude, this happened to me, man. Anyone seeing VLON? Yeah, we've been talking about VLON this whole morning. I do the same thing. Quick visual. Yeah, I think it just really helps just kind of remove some of the chaos. Like you're doing a lot of different things when you're trading. You're reading indicators, you're reading volume, you're reading news. I'm checking out charts and switching back and forth between streams and music and things like that, as well as all the trading. So it can get kind of chaotic just in my own head, trying to track all this stuff. So I think the quick visual representation is really helpful. So CRXT big dump. Okay, we'll check that out. So is there anything that you guys are swing trading right now? I'm curious. taking a quick look at my equity. Look at my screen back up momentarily. So, if y'all ever see me like lean into the camera and stuff like that, it's because like I get a visual impairment and glasses ain't gonna fix it. So it's just me trying to like decipher text sometimes. So I don't know if y'all know my story or anything like that, but 6 years ago, I had like a super bad accident that left me blind. I was in a coma for several days. Woke up, I was unable to speak, and gave me a horrible brain injury that left me like motor skills were all messed up. All kinds of stuff was just going haywire. And then so really okay, so I'll just walk you through step by step. I got this like crazy nut allergy, and turns out that I also had a sleep eating disorder that I was unaware of. I knew I always had issues with sleep, but I had a sleep eating disorder. I sleptwalked, if you will, in the middle of the night and ate some macadamia nut cookies. Luckily, I was able to wake my wife up. I don't remember most of this, but woke my wife up, and she was able to. I said hospital was the only word that I said. Woke her up, and then had convulsions, and it was pretty nuts. She called 911, and they came out. My wife was doing CPR the whole time. She said that my whole body, everything just went stiff and floppy at the same time, and I went just dead, just limp. And they were working on me in the ambulance for like a half an hour. They did 9 rounds of CPR along with 9 rounds of epinephrine, and I woke up in the hospital a couple of days later on my son's 9th birthday. And when I woke up, I didn't remember the last like several days. So I was like, did we get in a car accident? Because we had just road tripped from Las Vegas up to Washington. And when we did, I remember that it was kind of a hard drive back because we were like, struggling to stay awake and whatnot. So the first words out of my mouth was, did we get in a car accident? And then, they explained the story to me and what happened. And my vision was crazy. Everything was like, it looked like almost like the Matrix, like text was like falling, like text on the wall was like scrolling downward almost. Clocks looked like they were melting, looked like it was in a Salvador Dali painting. People's faces were all distorted. I mean, their eyes were like down here, their mouths were up here. Stuff was just floating all around in all these different directions. Super crazy. And then a couple days later, like 3 days later, by the way, the hospital like refused me an MRI several times. They're like, the brain looks fine. I'm like, no, something's wrong. My speech was messed up, super bad. It sounded like I drank a fifth of vodka. And yeah, I was like, I think you guys need to do some sort of brain scan, need to do an MRI or something. They fought me on it. And I finally got them to, like, after 3 days of talking to them about it, they finally said okay and did an MRI and said, hey, you do have a brain injury. And a few minutes later, I went blind, like completely blind. Everything went white, and I was blind for 2 years after that. And it was a crazy experience, to say the least. But during that time, I really focused on, do I read the chat? Yes, I do. It's difficult. I've adapted in some ways. So text is like still distorted. It still like spins in some capacity. But I've found ways to adapt. But why would the aliens make nuts bad for us? Yeah, I don't know, man. It makes us allergic to nuts. But yeah, man. So it was a crazy experience. I was completely blind for 2 years. My motor functions were all messed up. I'd like go to reach for something, and I would do this like weird, like sort of zigzag function. I don't know. It was odd. Um, Am I 100% now? No, I'm not. I don't think I don't know if I ever will be. I think I will eventually. But it's been 6 years, and it's been a continuous move forward. There's What I did discover is that the American medical system has no almost no treatment at all for brain injuries, like even in the slightest. And it was pretty discouraging. So I really took a lot of time to learn a lot about like nootropics and natural medicine and other things. I've suffered my entire life, like from medical issues. I've been on life support on 3 different occasions, and I spent pretty much my entire childhood inside of a hospital for like the first 12 years, just in and out every like couple weeks, and would spend multiple weeks there. But obviously, this last time was the worst time. But since then, I've changed a lot about how my approach to everything, from my approach to life and my philosophies and psychology, as well as my the way that I treat myself medically, and I use a lot of supplements, um, and a lot of those supplements have made huge differences in my results. In fact, doctors were saying to me that I can't believe you have overcome this much or come this far, because I honestly thought you'd be blind forever. I thought that your speech wouldn't return to normal, and it's not normal, not to me. This is different from how I used to speak. When people tell me that they can't tell, um, I sound like a putty cat with 9 lives. Yeah, I've had the same thought. Yeah. Um, People tell me that they can't tell that my speech is different, but to me, it's different. I used to speak on stage. I used to do a lot of coaching for entrepreneurs and all of that. So when that happened, my entire business went away, and I had to completely change my whole reality, my whole perspective on how I exist in each and every day of my life. Um, I didn't mean to get so deep with y'all, but I just felt the desire, I guess, to tell that story and tell my story. Um, but that's how I ended up finding trading. Um, uh, to me, I've always been an entrepreneur. Uh, I grew up in a very impoverished background, and the only way out was entrepreneurship. So that's what I did, and that's what I've been focused on. It's really kind of become who I am in a lot of ways, and that's what drew me to trading as well. So um, Velon has some crazy moments this morning. Yeah, it absolutely did. I'm just gonna check up on the chat real fast, and we'll get back to trading stocks. Um, would I get a Neuralink? Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. I'm not sure. Uh, the music just synced in with the story. You know what, dude? I didn't even notice that, but yeah, kind of did. Um, so lost in the alien nut comment. I couldn't imagine suddenly being blind for 2 years. It was a crazy experience. Um, I'm just checking up on these comments. Yeah, I'm shocked I made it out alive. To me, I just remember uh, when you're kind of like drifting into that darkness. Just the only thought for me was like, I just want to see my wife and my kid one more time. So that really kind of messed with me a lot. Western medicine is a bunch of drugs. I've never had a doctor recommend a natural medicine for me. However, have had great success with things like King Cobra. I just read King Cobra. Um, King Cabbage. Yeah, I think that there's a place for both Western and natural medicine. Like one thing that I will say that's awesome about Western medicine is how adroit we are at. Oh, there we go. There's that rip. There's that rip on VLAN. Let me get my screen up. I think that one thing that Western medicine is really great at is acute emergency situations. They're really, really awesome at saving my life, because my life has been saved at least three times on life support, but it's been way more times than that because, you know, when I was like 11 years old, I was unconscious, and they told my mom that I'm probably not going to make it. And I just randomly just woke up and started just crying in the corner in the hospital, and I was like, "What's going on? Why am I in the hospital? Why are you crying? What's happening?" And she's like, "They told me you were gonna die." Um, so I think Western medicine is amazing at acute emergency situations. I believe that there's a place for both, and I believe that natural medicine, for my own self and in my own experience, has been a key factor in maintaining my health and preventing issues, preventing problems. And an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I think that natural medicine has also, like supplements and things like that, have been a key factor in redeveloping my brain, and in keeping me energized and focused on where I actually want to go in my life. I could have just let my life end there, and that's that. But I can't do that. I can't. It drives me kind of crazy to just sit still and chill. Um, I've learned in my life that you can only chill on a beach for so long. You can only kind of hang out for so long. You eventually need to do something that brings you joy. What is my favorite nootropic? I would say one of my favorite nootropics for a consistent long-term use is lion's mane, which is just a mushroom. It grows naturally in Pacific Northwest, but there's some really dope versions of it that you can actually just purchase online. Um, Phosphatidylserine is really good in that. They've actually tested it, clinically tested it. There are clinical trials against ADHD medicine, and it actually outperformed ADHD medicine in clinical trials. So that's phosphatidylserine is pretty dope. Um, how do I get market profile chart? I don't know what that is. So I would say phosphatidylserine is one of my favorite ones, and lion's mane is one of my favorite ones for long-term use. What are some other ones? Huperzine A. Huperzine A is really good if you really want like a quick boost. And then Bacopa Monnieri is like a tea. It tastes disgusting. But Bacopa Monnieri has been used to treat asthma, which I also suffer from, and that's the thing that got me on life support so many different times in my life. Not nut allergies, but nut allergies have definitely put me in the hospital on more than one occasion. But Bacopa Monnieri is like a mood enhancer as well, and it's just a ground up plant. But it's really my wife and I would drink it sometimes, and about 15 minutes in, we would find ourselves just having these like intense chats, and we would just like look at each other and just say Bacopa, and yeah, I don't know, just fun times. But Bacopa Monnieri and lion's mane, probably some of my favorites. I think I'm gonna cut this thing. I don't know. It's like right at my wrist, and we're 9 minutes to the open. Maybe we'll see a rip, maybe not. It's not looking good on MITQ. VLAN, I think, stole the show. And I think VLAN has a lot of potential to continue to run. CRXT, just checking in with this. It's kind of barcoding as well. CYN, it's got a lot of work to go to get back to the View app. IMPP, also not doing much. Wow, man, what a boring day in the market. I think VLAN might steal the show just because of how boring the market is today. So, yeah, that's kind of my story. I mean, that's what I've been through the last couple of years. So, if y'all didn't know, now you know. What is that active trader chart? Can you explain that? Yeah, let's take a look at it. So, this chart here is this is a price ladder. It's called Active Trader, and you can set this up to be able to just click in here to buy. So like this left is the buy side. You can just click and it'll set your limit order. You can click here and click sell. You can also do these templatized orders, which I really love. So let's say this one, tight stop. So if I were to click this, it would actually set a trailing stop down at the bottom, 3% lower, and I can adjust it to whatever I want, and a trigger to sell 9% up. So this one's like a 3 to 1, and I have a whole bunch of these set up, and I do these from time to time. So like this one's I call take profit along the way. You can see it's kind of large, but it's my entry. If I were to click it here, it would set 2 sell orders on the upside, and just take that profit along the way. I actually think it's 3 sell orders. Then this one is just like a trigger to sell 5% up. So I just click it, and then it just automatically sets that sell order up. And also typically has a trailing stop as well. Some of these I put with no stops because sometimes I don't use stops. So that's what this active trader is. For the most part, I keep it on single. But one thing I really like about it is just shows me like my average price, how many like what my position is, both long and short. So it tells me really just all the information I need to know. I can just click these buttons here to just go, like change my share size right away, which I really like. And then if I need to get out, I can hit flatten, or join the ask or sell at market, whatever the case may be. So I really love this function, and honestly, it's become a staple of the way that I trade. You can see I actually set it up here in Webull as well. Webull looks a little bit different, but this whole thing is called the price ladder. And I personally, I don't know that I could trade without a price ladder. So I use it so much to get in and out of my positions that I think it's just a key part of my trading strategy at this point. So that's what this is. It's called Active Trader in Thinkorswim. It's called Price Ladder in Webull. So, and I love it. I use it all the time, like constantly. This is how I trade. So I think that I think Webull has a little bit different style. One thing I really love about Webull is I've got the ability to set a percentage of my equity. And that's something I really wish Thinkorswim would do. I guess that you can do it, but you just can't do it in this function through the active trader function, which kind of drives me nuts because this is exactly where I would want to do it. You could do it elsewhere, I guess, but it just seems odd to do it elsewhere. So I would love it if I could just switch this to a percentage of my equity instead of just straight up share size. Because sometimes I want to go in like 25, 30% or something like that of my equity. And that's just the way I roll. So that's what this active trader thing is. It's a really dope feature that's available in TOS. It's available in Webull as well. So just gonna check in on the crypto market here real fast and just see what crypto is doing. Let's go ahead and jump over to BitGet if I can find it. There we go. Boom. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Let's get this indicator off here. That one always drives me crazy. So Bitcoin did have a pretty big sell-off. I just want to check this before the market opens. I actually always check crypto against the stock market right before the open, pretty much every single day, because I think it makes a difference in the overall market sentiment to a lot of things. And because I believe that crypto is going to be our world in another decade or so, I think that crypto is going to be basically everything. It's going to be how our internet operates, and it's going to be how our money operates. I think that this is something that I is worth checking. I check it pretty much daily as a result. But BitGet's a super dope platform. You can actually check out BitGet. Right now, they're giving away up to $153 for people to join. You get money just for verifying your ID with BitGet. So it's a really, really dope platform. One of the only platforms I've found that you can use leverage, up to 125x leverage if you're trading crypto. So if you guys are into trading crypto, John and I actually run a crypto trading stream together called Beginner Crypto, we use it to talk about crypto news, and crypto trading strategies, and just go in depth on coins from time to time. So if y'all are interested in crypto, I actually think it is the biggest opportunity of our time. Check it out. I talk about some of my crypto trading strategies there, but also check out BitGet, because BitGet is where you can actually trade a bunch of different cryptos, and they have stuff that is not on other exchanges. So, and they do airdrops. So if you guys are looking to get into a new crypto that's coming out, a lot of times you can get an airdrop, which can end up being worth a ton of money. You can get a bunch of free coins in the process. What are the best cryptos to long hold? I think Bitcoin for sure is one to hold long. I think ApeCoin is going to be one to hold long. This is my opinion. It's not financial advice, obviously, but I think that ApeCoin is one to hold long. I think that Bitcoin absolutely is one to hold long. I think that Terra, which is its chart trades as Luna. I think that one is definitely one to hold long. We're gonna get out of this. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's give it 30 seconds or a minute. I think Terra Luna is one to hold long personally, and I say that because I think that they have a lot of interesting technology that's coming out with their platform. And then one thing that I really love, if you guys haven't noticed, I use Brave browser. Brave actually pays you a basic attention token when you use their browser if you turn on their ads, which I do because I make like 10 to 20 bucks a month doing it, and I just send that crypto elsewhere and I can use it to buy their crypto. And also too, one thing that's cool about it as well is it also sends those Brave tokens out to creators or different people who keep. There's the open, guys, and there's that order. There's VLAN riding up. VLAN ripping up at 250s. VLAN continuing to rip, pulling back a little bit. It'd be really interesting to see if it holds this level here. MITQ kind of pulling down some. It's hanging right in this area. I think I just need to cut this. If it doesn't rip here in like the next 2-3 minutes, I'm out. We don't want to see it come up a bit. So VLAN really is kind of the only mover that I'm seeing in the marketplace right now. Sitting around 250s. Big green can. I mean, huge amount of shares traded right in the open. traded more than its entire float just at the open. I probably should have gone in much heavier with this. So we're about $13.50 on this account, $10.50 on this account on VLON, on just VLON. VLON continuing to rip, putting in some huge numbers. I might take another position here. Wait for a little bit of pullback. I'm going to switch over to our 5%. I don't want to trail. Doesn't look like we're going to get an entry there. So I want to see a pullback to like 250, maybe like 255. Might get an entry here at like 255. Okay, we're in at 255 on VLON. What did this put this sell at? Oh wow, let's put the sell like way up here. I don't want that. So we hit 268. We'll see if we push up to 275 here with VLON. I'm currently in a position right now at 255 on VLON. We got a double top here at 268. That goes as our new resistance level. Throwing that out there. I'm actually going to switch this to red to indicate that that's our high of the day resistance. I did kind of buy into strength here, and that's not normally what I would recommend doing. Usually you want to sell into strength. So yeah, we're seeing a bit more of a pullback here on VLON. What did MITQ? So MITQ ripping back up. Tapping VWAP. Still in that one. All right, so I just want to see this bounce at 250. I'm gonna throw a so MITQ back above VWAP. I was wanting to see this one rip up past 175, but we ended up throwing our sell order pretty low on it just because of how much it struggled earlier. But MITQ stacking up on TTM. VLON hanging out 250s. Gotta be careful with VLON. So I may end up taking a scalp on MITQ, but we'll see. VLON, I gotta see this break right now, here in the next like minute or so. MITQ coming up some. Sorry if y'all are putting stuff in the chat. I'm focused right now on my charts, just because these are kind of risky levels. All right, I'm gonna check back in with the chat real quick, see what's going on. Twitter, you said, dump as she goes. Short 250 starter. VLON is being traded by Ross and is okay. So, don't tell me you buy it, MC. Okay. AMC. Oh no, I don't trade AMC right now. Let's see. MITQ pushing up. MITQ is actually starting to look pretty strong. Right at break even here on VLON. It's got to break over this level, and if it doesn't break right now, yeah, I think, yeah, I'm gonna get out. Let me out. Oh my gosh. There. Lost a couple of bucks on that one. MITQ looking really strong. We got out. Dang it. Oh, I was trying to move my sell order up. MITQ looking strong. Yeah, MITQ making new highs. That was actually where we were looking at originally 185, but we had moved it down some. I'm gonna jump back into MITQ. Maybe look for a pullback to like 160s. Maybe like, let's see, 15 shares. Go a little smaller. Try and get to like 165. Might run without me. VLON came back. Oh man. Gave a couple bucks back for no reason. How y'all doing? VLON ripping again? Yeah, that's too bad, man. Well, I mean, it's good. It was just too bad that I sold out. Got scared out of my position. But it is coming up hitting this like resistance level. I don't know that I could trust the 2TM on this one. Just because the float size is so low. For VLON's like a sketch one, but I want to see this one. I want to see this one break over like 265, 270. Really, I want to see it break over those highs. I move my charts around a lot, if y'all haven't noticed. Let's take a look at the chat. See what's anything else moving, guys, that you see besides just VLON and MITQ? You shorting an NVDA? Oh, did I say that right? NVDA. Well, nice, dude. I hope you're shorting it way up here. It's definitely moving. Honestly, wish I could short, but I'm in a cash count, so I can't. Glad we didn't take that other position, MITQ. I felt iffy about it, but it was a nice red to green move. We did end up making a tiny profit on it, not much. $1.20 on this account, $1.50 on that account. Whoopity-doo, but it kind of made up for our loss that we had in VLON, where we ended up losing like $4 on it. So we're up $9.15 here. We're up $10.50 there. We're up $1.50 there and $1.20. So all in all, we're currently up $22.35 in the overall account, and then whatever we made on Webull. So VLON, I don't know. VLON's like holding on to VWAP at the moment. So oh wow, the screen wasn't sharing. Yeah, VLON it's holding VWAP at the moment, so But it is pulling back on the CTM. I don't know how much I can trust CTM on this because the float size is so small on it. But this one does seem, it's definitely volatile. MITQ coming back some, pull back to the VWAP. Now we're getting a push up again. This actually looks pretty good to me, my trading style. So I might just continue to scalp this one. Today kind of seems like a scalping day, which is sad because I like momentum trading more than I like scalping. But, we're just looking to take some money out of the market, put it in our pockets. 3 to 1, 2 to 1. I may need to readjust my templates. I don't use my templates a lot, but sometimes they're really helpful, especially if something's moving fast. MITQ is starting to look good, actually. We had this pullback to the VWAP, so we came up here, we tapped 180, really have this like kind of 175 resistance, pulled back to the VWAP, and just immediately came back up, and that, it's really looking like pretty decent. This one actually has real news, and it's a pretty small float, so yeah, I think we're gonna take another position here. Try and get in like 30 shares. We're at 170 on this one. On MITQ, trading MITQ at the moment. And looking to see, so we got this rip up here, tap 180, came back, pull back to the VWAP, and then we're kind of testing this 175 resistance, but this is looking really strong on, and I think the TTM is a little bit more trustworthy on this one. But we're seeing the TTM stack up. We're above this previous resistance level here. We're near the pre-market high, and we're kind of tapping 175. I think that MITQ may have potential up to $2. We'll have to see about the volume. Let's assess the volume. Yeah, volume is strong on MITQ. MITQ looking strong. I think that we may have potential here at $2. Take a position here and see about getting out of around 205. We're taking some profit up here, like 205. A break over this 180 high, I think that might be a little bit too optimistic. Maybe we'll go down to 195. I think a break over this 180 though, this high here, I think we're just gonna see a nice rip in MITQ. But it's got to break that. It's got to hold this level, and it's got to break over this 175 resistance. So I'm going to move this resistance level up to 175. That's kind of our resistance now at this point on MITQ. How y'all doing so far? Yeah, MITQ. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, MITQ looks really solid. A lot of volume coming in for it, and definitely looking good on the buy side. So yeah, it's really looking pretty nice. INDO. Let's take a look. What else we got? I'm just trying to check up on the chat. Great question, Slim. Let's find Slim's question. Why do they restrict cash accounts for shorting? They restrict cash accounts for shorting because you are not approved for margin. Really, that's kind of all it is. It's kind of lame, but it is what it is. What I personally would really like to see in cash accounts is instant cash settlement. Above all else, I think that would change the game substantially. But they added the PDT rule and they got rid of instant cash settlement around the time that after the .com crash, from what I understand. I was a kid then. I was 16 years old when that happened. So, that was 20 years ago, but that thing stuck since. So MITQ pulled back a lot more than I thought it would. pulling back to the VWAP. This could be a potential entry point, but because we already had our entry kind of higher, I'm gonna move my entry up here. We had our entry kind of higher. I was hoping to see this kind of be a U-shaped breakout pattern, but it almost looks like we're doing like an ABCD. So we came back, tapped the VWAP, came up, tested 175 resistance, and then came back, tapped VWAP again, and now we're pushing up again. VLON selling off some. Kind of glad I got out of my position on it, to be honest, but obviously I could have gotten out with some profit, but because it had this double top here, I was a little hesitant. And when it came up and tested this, I was and failed to break that level, I was like, okay, I don't know about that one. MITQ though looking pretty strong. I do think MITQ has the ability to get up to $2. Let me jump on and grab it here. If you guys notice, I don't jump around. Yeah, it's 7.17 million in the float on MITQ, so it's still a really small float. It's still plenty of potential for room to run with this one. Well, let's go ahead and check in, see what's going on. I had to know all these crazy terms for why a stock sucks. I would never made a dime in my life. Where's John? Where's John? John is flying out somewhere with his family and enjoying his life. But yeah, that's where John's at. I'm just filling in for today. John will be back on Monday. Just checking my equity, see how we're doing. We're still doing fine. Still got a reasonable amount of equity to trade with today. So all right, MITQ coming back up to my entry point at this like 170 level. MITQ coming up to my entry level here, like 170. Honestly, really should have waited more for a pullback, but I was worried that it was just going to continue to rip past this point, so I wanted to get in on it. And we'll look at taking another position here at like 167. Hopefully we get filled there. Let me go 160. Yeah, trying to get in. Trying to get in. Come on. I don't use market orders if you guys haven't noticed. I pretty much only do limit orders. So we're in a 170 on both our accounts here, and looking for a move up to $2, which I think that we have the capability of doing. I don't think VLON is done for the day, but VLON is definitely pulling back a fair amount. I hope VLON's not done for the day. Its float is so small that like those can sometimes be unpredictable. Okay, so we're about to test highs. We're at 175 resistance here on MITQ. Man, I was losing a lot of confidence with MITQ in the pre-market. You know, VLON kind of stole the show for the pre-market, but now MITQ is stealing the show in the actual open. So its resistance level at 175 is a key level here. Has to break over this level, and it has to break over this 180 in order to really get the momentum that it seeks. It's a very small float, 7.17 million, and a very cheap stock at $1.75. So I think that this one really has the potential to actually make a move, and this one actually does have real news. VLON's news was basically that they were checking their planner for a strategic move. And that to me is not news. That is fluff. This one actually has real news where shares are trading higher after the company announced a strategic partnership to bring a full theater experience to the gaming and esports market. So this is a gaming play. This is like a Twitch and live streaming and all that. This is a gaming play. They're talking about making a theater experience for gaming and esports, and they entered into a strategic partnership. So this is real news on this one, on this very short float stock of MITQ. I think it's cheap, and I think its float is, with this float being that small, it's definitely able to have a reasonable amount of shares get bought up and push that stock much, much higher. Currently looking at around a $2 push is what I'm looking to see from this. We did get this ABCD pattern, 2 bounces off a VWAP. To me, that looks strong, and volume looks great. Volume, we're at, this one is 1.2 million, 1.5 million. So I think volume looks really solid on MITQ. VLON, just checking back in with VLON. VLON is riding the VWAP right now. I don't think VLON is done. But VLON to me does not have real news, but it does have a crazy short float. So I think that a lot of people are going to look to take advantage of that. It's got plenty of volume still, getting around 375,000 shares per minute traded. We can actually look at the average 30 bar is 1.4 million over the average 30, but the market just opened and we had some huge candles there. So still slightly profitable on the day with MITQ. But MITQ, I really want to see more momentum than this. I want to see this push here, and I'm saying that because I think MITQ is just consolidating, honestly, at this moment. I think that we may see this breakout. But like I said, short float, or small float, not short float, small float, and real news on it. Checking back in with you guys. See how things are going. HCDI. Let's check it out. HCDI. Let's jump back over here. Boom. HCDI. HCDI had some pretty decent runs here. Let's check out the volume. Volume is pretty decent. One average volume is 107K per candle over the last 30 minutes. But most of the volume has come within the last 10. 386,000, 375,000, 242, 51K. It looks like volume is kind of pulling back a little bit, but we had 401K on this channel, or on this candle. So reasonable volume, but I don't know what the float is because this one's not moving very much. So let's take a look at the float real fast. HCDI. Boom. Small float. 10 million shares on the float. So very small float on that one. MITQ pulling back more than I want to see, but it's back. It's at VWAP right now. VLON's trying, still under VWAP, possible crossover, but that crossover is actually at 235 and we're currently at 225. So it's got to actually move 10 cents, which is not that hard for this small of a float, but also at the same time, relative to its stock prices, kind of hard. MITQ, wanted to see more strength in this, but maybe we're just consolidating. What do y'all think? I want to hear your thoughts on MITQ right now. Snap. I'll take a look at that in a moment. Do I ever trade pre-market? We traded pre-market on this stream multiple times, actually. Our initial position MITQ was done at in pre-market. What MULN exploding up 10% or 1%? I don't know if I call 1% an explosion. More like a gradual move of existence. GOGL. I'll take a look at Snap. Twitter looks so strong. Let's take a look at Twitter. MITQ coming back some. Twitter, let's jump back over here. Yeah, Twitter looking rock solid. So Twitter, if you guys remember, was down around $46. It bounced perfectly off of this 200 moving average, and right off at 200, went from 47.50 up to 48.80s. So Twitter, nice move on Twitter. Looking really solid on that one. Twitter is continuing to run. Let's see if what's happening with Netflix. Netflix still trading sideways, but it did come back pretty decently at the open. Um, it's up on the day a bit. Looks to be anyway. Jump over here. Let's see the actual. Yeah, it's up 1.5%, 1.7%. Twitter's up 3.8% on the day. VLAN is struggling to get back above VWAP. MITQ is still working on this 175 resistance level. I genuinely think that since our lows are becoming more and more closer, they're ascending. We kind of have this ascending support that is following along the VWAP. I think that MITQ is just consolidating. And I think that we will see this break above 175 and a push towards $2. Really, really small float on this, 7.17 million, a real catalyst. So I do think MITQ has potential to make that move up to $2. You mentioned MULN. Let's jump here. Yeah, MULN got a nice move. Went from 139 to 142. Only 3 cents, not huge, but some sort of movement. CRXT, huge dump, down 17% on the day. Big drop on that one. Let's get some water. So MITQ pushing back up. We're in profit on every trade today besides one where we took a $4 loss on VLON. MITQ's got to break this 175. It's kind of like everything for this stock. VLON going to bleed. VLON's going to get blood eagled. Everything is kind of sideways at him. Yeah, Twitter looks like market expecting new news by Monday. MULN gross from 4 to 130. Yeah, MULN looks explosion at LMAO. Yeah. Twitter does look strong. I think Twitter is kind of helping the market out, honestly. VLON falling down some, even more. VLON I think is done for the day. That's my own personal thoughts on it. VLON may get another push later, but yeah, I think VLON may be done for the next while. It's kind of flattening out on the TTM as well. We'll see if it continues to go back up. VLON, in order for this to look good, let me rephrase my initial statement. I don't know if it's done for the day, but for VLON to look good, it's got to get above the VWAP and hold. I think 235, 245, maybe even 250 before I'd be interested in taking another position in VLON. Got the break in MITQ. We're making new highs now in MITQ. We're looking for a move up to $2. MITQ, like I said, is a very short float, just like VLON. It's 7.17 million. Not really much short interest in it. Does have a real catalyst. They entered into a partnership, a strategic partnership to bring gaming and esports to a theater experience, which I think could be honestly pretty cool. I think that the future of content, a lot of the future of content is in individualized content being made by the people. So which is dope. I think that's really cool because it gives everybody an opportunity and a platform to be able to uh, communicate and create, their own TV shows, basically. And that's nothing new. I mean, that's all. That's what social media did for us as people. So we broke that 180 marker and made new high at 187. I would have liked to have seen this move with more momentum going upward. However, I still like this move because we did bounce. Like, we dropped all the way down to this like 170 range and we bounced straight up. If we're looking at it on a percentage basis, we went from 170 to 187. That's a pretty hefty percentage movement there. And we got this nice hammer candle forming here. This chart actually looks pretty clean for the most part on MITQ. Riding this 185. We could break over 187 and we should see more movement. VLON continuing to trade sideways on the TTM, looking kind of weak on VLON. Let's jump back to Twitter because Twitter is Twitter is flying. Went from all the way down in this 200 moving average to 47.50. Now testing almost $50. Twitter going crazy today. $47 in the pre-market, testing 50. That is a really big movement from Twitter. Checking back in on MITQ. Our trade's still looking solid here. Up a couple of bucks. I traded small today because the market seemed really sideways. So I didn't want to go in hard swinging today because we just didn't have a lot to choose from. And some days when it's like that, I try to be very cautious about the way that I trade. We need to see this MITQ. I mean, we're constantly breaking new highs, but I think in order for us to get this move of $2, we need even more. We need to break over this 185 sort of resistance. We are seeing a stack up on CTM though continually, and look at these numbers here: 5, 7, 8, 9. I think if we get TTM at a factor of 4, so we go from this 9 to like 13, I think that we'll see really big momentum here. It's in the buyer's hands now, I believe. Check back in the chat. Twitter profit target for me is $50. Yeah, I think $50 is definitely very possible on Twitter. Had a partial whatever fireworks make them. All right, am I also trading the SPY? I do not trade the SPY. I trade mainly penny stocks, things up to like $15 usually, and I don't typically trade things under $2. But today's a little bit of an exception because there's not a lot to choose from. Can't believe you sold your shares at $48.63. If you made profit, you made profit though. I hope. Good luck, Nicole. I hope you made profit on it. Twitter board nervously buying. Yeah. That was something that I was wondering too. I was wondering if the Twitter board was actually going to start buying up shares because they're like, what else are they going to do? Like they kind of look like chumps. My own personal opinion. The fact that they're on the board, they own almost no shares. I mean, there's people in the public that own more shares than people that are on the board, and that's kind of crazy to me. Like, oh my gosh, huge dump in MITQ, huge red candle. Yikes! Somebody dumped some shares there. Nonetheless, though, I think this might get bought back up. But yeah, I think that's kind of a chumpish move to do, don't you? I mean, like, to be on the board and not own any shares. I mean, yeah, we're out. Come on, let me up. Don't be weird. Huge dump on MITQ. Didn't lose much. Lost $1.65 in this account, $2.55 in that account. So, and that's on the day. So, whatever profits we had, we gave back on MITQ. I'll be back in just a moment, like very quickly. Crazy dump on MITQ. MULN. We'll check that out in just a moment. Oil is not popping. 2CEI will not pop. Writing Redbox. All right. Baba. Okay. So we're going to check out Baba, Redbox, and Ross just sold and Trump sold. So we're going to check out Baba. We're going to check out Redbox and MULN. Baba pushing up. Yeah, Baba's looking good for the day. Up from 86, hitting 90s. Looking actually pretty solid, but because it's making new highs, I'd be a bit hesitant on this one. I want to actually see it pull back some. Personally, I think I'd be a little bit hesitant on this one. MULN, let's jump there. MULN continuing to push up very slowly but surely. And then we had one more. I want to check back in with Twitter. Twitter 49.44 high. Will it hit $50? That's the real cue. I think Twitter needs to get above 50 in order to really restore a lot of confidence. But like I was saying with Twitter, I think it's crazy to me that the board owns almost no shares. When I learned that after the Elon saga of Twitter, when I learned that, first off, I was like 9.2%. He's the largest shareholder. That's crazy. And when I learned that they own almost no shares, some of them were actually at 0%. I was like, man, like, dude, if somebody is going to be on the board of a company, I believe that you absolutely must have some skin in the game. And if you don't, what business do you have being on the board of any company? Like, if you're on the board of that company and you have no skin in the game, what driver, what motivator do you have to do right by your customers, or to do right by the market as a whole, or by your shareholders, or by anyone for that matter in that regards? What incentive do you have there? There just doesn't seem to be much. Netflix still pushing up. Netflix up at 220s, 225 on Netflix. So Netflix is actually rebounding some. If we take a look at this on a couple of days, just last 5 days on Netflix, we did hit resistance here at this like 227 marker. So it'd be interesting to see if it gets above that like 227 and up to like 235. Why can't I go back further than 2 days? It's weird. So Netflix looking decent. So we checked out MULN. We checked out Baba. Baba's running. Baba, like I said, I'd be hesitant to take it up here at this like $90 level. I think I'd want to see it pull back to the VWAP and consolidate there. If I look at this, I see that this had one and then consolidated, so that's fine. And then so I'm gonna call this fresh move area. We had 1, 2, 3 moves up. Now I have a rule in my trading that I don't trade if it's done more than 3 moves up after the period of consolidation. So this would be 1 move up, and then this is a period of consolidation. And then I would say because of the period of consolidation, we get a fresh move. So with that fresh move up, we have 1 move, and then 2 move, and then 3 move. And so to me, I'd be looking to short it, honestly, at this level, potentially back down to the VWAP. I don't know that I would take any sort of position. A lot of times I wouldn't take any position at all if it is on its 3rd move up, because it may do a 4th move, but anything past 4 is really rare. And if it continues past 4, like it just looks sketchy. MITQ just, man, they just dumped it. I guess you should have got out up here at this like 185 level. So MITQ looks done after that horrific knife. VLON looking to push back. So VLON did consolidate on the TTM. We can see here that a lot of that, the buyer seller thing did consolidate here. We'll have to see now if VLON gets above VWAP. And I would say we'd want to see it get to around 250. Obviously, you could buy on your way up to 250, but to me, that's sketchy because this one could also easily dump really big. It's very small float, and it's currently under VWAP. So this could be something that is trapping traders. So I'd be really careful with this one. Unless it's above 250, I'm not touching this one. And MITQ's done. So CYN doesn't look bad. CYN's above VWAP. It did have this big drop here, but it rebounded pretty well at $1.90. It's not a lot of range on it, and so that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to trade this one, because the range is like very small, but the chart looks pretty clean. I'm gonna check back in with you guys, see what y'all got going on. Click the new comments. I think Twitter is done for now. Yeah. If Twitter didn't break over that 50 level, then it didn't break over that 50 level. MITQ still a play to be made. Maybe on the short side. I don't know about play to be made on that one. With how big that red candle was, to me, that's going to scare traders. And unless it really runs up past that point, I don't think I'd want to touch it. Watch We Crashed TV Limited Series, Ultimate Board Stupidity on the man who they compared to at the time to Elon, who gets the last laugh in his board. They try to fire him. Man, sorry about I'm like self-conscious about my reading now. I used to read really, really well. Yeah, MITQ looks done to me. These moves in the QQQ are weird. Can I check it out? Yeah, let's check out the QQQ. Let me get my screen back up. Boom. Let's go to the QQQ. QQQ. Boo. Pew, pew. QQ. The QQQ is just kind of trading sideways. Above VWAP, down above VWAP. This honestly would be decent for like range trading. But right now, the sentiment looks to be on the sell side. I would obviously, like, because I'm going long, I would wait for this to get above the VWAP. But what I'd really want to see, where I think the QQQ has potential, is if the 50, which is this green indicator here, this green moving average, if the 50 got above, like if it crosses over the 200 right here, the 200 exponential moving average. So if the 50 EMA gets above the 200 EMA, if these cross, I think we'll see a big breakout here on the QQQ. So I think that's the biggest potential in the QQQ. But outside of that, yeah, it looks to me like it's on the sell side for the sentiment. So you'd want to see support. Excuse me. You want to see support right here at around 232. But QQQ looks like its sentiment is switching to the sell. Let's check my gaps. So VLAN working on coming back. It is getting a cyan right now on the TTM, but it is below VWAP. And like I said, I wouldn't trade this unless it gets above VWAP and potentially above 250. MITQ looks done. HCDI had a run. It pulled back some, consolidated, and now it's above VWAP. Now it's right back below VWAP. So it's kind of riding VWAP at the moment, but on TCM it is showing there. Let's check out MITQ real fast. I wanted to take a look at this. So it was like right here where it indicated. So it didn't really get much indication on that one. Sketchy move there. And INDO. Just not a lot of volume. Like, everyone took the day off. They're all hanging out at the beach. NEGG. Alright, check that one out. VLAN looking ahead. Looking okay. Held $2 support. Yeah, I saw that on VLAN. Mobile trading today. QQQ was only up on Tesla today. Twitter failing. These moves the QQQ. Okay, so. Hey Larry, I'll check out that show. It's called We Crashed. Yeah, dude. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't think that. I don't think you should be allowed on the board unless you own at least a few percentage. Like, at least you own, like, at least if you own a couple of shares. And when I say a couple, I mean something substantial. I don't think you should be allowed on the board outside of that. Honestly, that's just my opinion. I don't think that you should be allowed to run a company, especially one of that size, if you don't have any skin in the game at all. Because I personally, I can't respect that. That's me. I can't give you my respect if you can't put your money where your mouth is in regards to your own company. Just me. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But if you don't have enough confidence to hold your stock, why should I? So that's my thoughts on it. VLAN testing VWAP. It honestly doesn't look bad. It's got the 1226 crossover. It does have to get above VWAP, but I think once it does, it may have some more opportunity in it. Twitter does not look bad at all. So it rejected at 49, but it came down, only hit, it held support at like $49. So Twitter doesn't look bad at all. I think Twitter definitely has the potential to get back above this $49.50 level and potentially move into the $50 range. Check back in with Netflix. Netflix coming back down to VWAP. Seems like it's kind of slowly grinding up. What else is moving? What a dull day. HCDI got sort of like this U-shaped breakout. It did have this one big candle here, a volume candle, but the volume profile on HCDI I don't like, and for that reason and that reason alone, I'm not going to trade it. If the volume profile kind of becomes more consistent, I might become interested in trading this. But the volume profile is just wonky. Just like say it's trying to take my money. MITQ looking done. It's always strange to me, like which things run and which things don't. You know, like especially like VLAN making as much moves as it has made on the piece out is that they are reviewing their strategy, whereas like MITQ has a real catalyst with a real like signed strategy, signed content or contract, and and that one has more resistance. I always find it fascinating what runs and what doesn't. VLAN actually looking relatively decent though. Still gotta get above view out, but it's looking decent to me. Not ready to trade it. HCDI, yeah, Joe, I saw HCDI, but a couple people calling it out HCDI. So 8 episodes. All right, I'll check that out. Seems cool. Oh, it's a company about WeWork. I actually had a WeWork, by the way. And dude, WeWork was a crazy story, man. That whole thing was that whole saga of WeWork was just incredible. Just like laying people off, saying that we don't have the money to pay you, but then like throwing like crazy lavish parties with like multi-million platinum rappers coming to the party to like do personal concerts in the same day that they lay people off. That's absolutely just insane, man. Thinking about Twitter calls, that's cool. About WeWork company, yeah, man. WeWork was such an incredible story. Dude, that's so cool, man. I'm really happy that they made a show about that because I really wanted to just see that be told somewhere because I was following it along because I had a WeWork up until so I actually signed my thing with my WeWork, got my office all set up, and I was like, to me, I'd felt like I'd hit the big time because I've ran multiple businesses in my life, and I had really grinded up this advertising agency that I'd been running for like 3 years, where we were running like social media ads for people who you would probably recognize. I won't say their names, but people who I'm sure that you would recognize in not just the trading space, but in a bunch of different spaces in regards to entrepreneurship. And we had finally like kind of broken over the threshold where you're just making revenue and investing everything back into the business. And we had finally like kind of broken over to that, had my office for 1 month, and then I had that cardiac arrest and had the whole life support thing and going blind and everything. And my wife had to close down the office and move everything out of the office that we had just set up. And it was a dope office too. It was like overlooking Lake Union in Seattle. It was really beautiful view, and WeWork was a great place. I mean, they gave out free beer, free coffee, free snacks like once a day, and so it's just a really awesome place to be. There was a ton of entrepreneurs walking around, and the vibe there was generally really good. But you can only do so much if your company is not doing what they're supposed to or running their company in the way that they're supposed to. What can you really do? I'll definitely check that out because I'm very much interested in that. Yeah, I'm thinking about ending the stream actually because we're coming up on like 7:30 time, my time. Do I mean Ross? I don't mean Ross. Am I bullish on Twitter today? I think so. I'm actually kind of bullish on Twitter as a whole because I think that my honest thing is that uh, Twitter just got a reality check. Like with not just with Elon coming in to buy them or to make an offer to buy them, I should say, but um, no, I don't short anything, Douglas. I don't actually have the ability to short because I run a cash account. Um, but I think Twitter got a reality check with Elon coming in to make an offer. Elon coming up in my own personal opinion, standing up for free speech, and also exposing the board. Just exposing that the board just holds no shares in their company. I mean, like it's just the weirdest thing to me. Like it's like it to me almost feels like somebody who owns a house but doesn't pay the bills on it or something, or doesn't. I don't know. It's a bad analogy, but it just is weird to me. Like if you own, if you are on the board of a company, you should own shares in that company. You should own some equity. Otherwise, why are you there? Elon does not stand for free speech. He just wanted to be the one in charge of what can be said. I mean, fair enough, you know. Uh, but whatever the case is, I mean, the fact of the matter is that Twitter just, I mean, I just, it was crazy to me that the board doesn't hold anything. VLAN coming back. Yeah, VLAN is riding VWAP. It's testing it. I mean, it honestly looks decent, but it's got to get above that. And I think without it getting above VWAP, I think it's really a sketchy place to be. So it's got to get above this, and it's got to get above, I think, 235 in order to see a little bit of a move. And there's that VWAP rejection again. I don't know if I'm going to call it a full rejection yet. I think if we get a 26-12 crossover, the 26 crosses over the 12, then I think we'll see a rundown, and I think we'll see a rejection. Right now, it's still in questionable territory. It's whether or not this can come back. The 9 is above the 12, which is always a good sign. And the 35 is above the 26, which is also always a good sign in terms of going long. HCDI solid. All right, let's check out HCDI again. Yeah, HCDI did end up making that move. Like I said, the reason why I wasn't trading HCDI was because of this volume profile. You see right here, got this big spike, and then it came down, and yeah, it held the VWAP area, but this volume disappeared. And now that the volume is kind of stabilizing a little bit, I'd be a little bit more interested in HCDI. What was the float on HCDI? It was like 10 million, I think. What was the float on this one? Red candle high. That doesn't always inspire confidence, but it's also not bad either. So this one got its VWAP bounce after that period of consolidation. So we came up here, got VWAP bounce. I'm going to call this move number 1, and then this move number 2. So I do think this may have a third move in it, because typically when we see that period of consolidation, we usually see 3 moves on the chart before we see another pullback and a cooling off period. So this one does look pretty decent. I may want to see, for this one, I want to see a break over 3. I think a break over 3 will see a nice rip up. This actually doesn't seem like a bad entry here. I don't like the break of the highs thing, but you do what you can. Where are we at here? 282. Another flag here forming on HCDI. So typically I'm looking for a 3 move. So if I were to get in, I'd be looking on the what I would consider to be the last move of this current play. So where would I want to get out? If you notice, I haven't taken a position. The reason why I haven't taken a position is because I know my entry, but I don't know where I want to get out. And that's always kind of challenging to me because, like when I'm playing a break of the high, which I really don't prefer that playstyle. But with this doji here at the bottom of this flag, to me that looks bullish to have that doji right there, and for this to be 2 moves in of potentially 3 moves. So if I take something, I think it's going to be kind of risky. I think I'd probably want to get out at maybe like 305. That would have been a nice entry at that doji at like 283. Oops. Sorry about the alarm. New high 293. I didn't take the entry because I didn't know my exit. So it may end up running without me. There's still an entry here, I guess. HCDI, my guess is like 305 to like 315, maybe, for the run. That's what I'm thinking on HCDI. Check out TTM. What's our highest TTM here? 11.8. And our current TTM, 14. Look at Twitter. Okay. Twitter at 49.50. So Twitter got this U-shaped breakout pattern. This is actually a really nice breakout pattern here. Nice consolidation here in the $49 range, and fresh TTM pulling on Twitter. So Twitter, okay, so this to me almost looks like a fresh move. So we got this Twitter. We did 1 move, 2 move, 3 move, and then hit resistance here, came back down to $49, consolidated, and now I think that we're in a position to do a few more moves up. So maybe 1 to 2 moves past this point. We got a fresh TTM stacking in. Twitter does look solid in my own personal opinion. Not financial advice, but Twitter does look solid for a run up to 50 and maybe a break over 50 to about $50.50. So 50-50. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing when I look at Twitter. I could definitely see this thing moving. VLON coming back. Oh no, I'm sorry. I read 250 in the price chart and I was totally wrong. My apologies. VLON not coming back. Still testing the VWAP, but looking less favorable on the TTM. MITQ. Yeah, MITQ is, like I said, probably done. HCDI is probably the best looking one at the moment in terms of penny stock land, as they say. That would have been a nice move here with this like 283 entry out at maybe like 295. So like a scalp move. I think we're definitely in scalp territory with pretty much the whole market right now. What about you guys? You guys seeing any momentum plays? What's up with Viru? I checked Viru earlier today. There was like 0 volume on it. Yeah, Twitter does look like it's about to push 50. Not gonna lie, I think Twitter probably has at least 2 moves in it right now. So I think 50-50 is definitely a potential here. I'll pop in on Viru for you. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. Viru's not doing much. Doesn't have a ton of volume either. VLAN rejected. MITQ's done. HCDI sideways right now. There's a flag on it. Anytime there's a flag, to me, that's not a bullish or a bearish flag. It's just a flag that indicates that a larger move is coming. And that larger move could be to the upside or the downside. So that's how I see flags and how I view flags. I was taught when I originally started trading that when you see a flag and it's in the upward position, like a bull pendant or something like that, that it's going to rip. And I tried when I was younger at trading, I tried to take those plays and lost a majority amount of the time. So I began to recognize that a flag just means a flag on the play, just like in any sports. Like there's a flag on the play, and all that means is we're going to review something, and it's a period of uncertainty. To me, it means that a move is about to happen. I'm sure a lot of people are much better at playing flags than I am, but that's not how I trade currently. Although I am always open to new strategies, because to me, I want a strategy for every market condition. Like today, my strategy is scalping, and I don't love scalping. I prefer momentum trading always, but there's just not a lot of momentum plays right now. I think the best momentum play was VLAN earlier, and VLAN now is kind of looking done. Rejected VWAP. It is above $2, but MITQ was a momentum play that ended up working out for us initially, and then we took another position and ended up not working out for us. So I think MITQ looks pretty done. HCDI looks like it's on its pullback here. So it got its 3 moves that I mentioned. There was move 1, bounce off the VWAP, move 2 up here, and then had this little pullback, and then had a very, very, very tiny move on the third side. Now it's starting to look a little bit like head and shoulders. So I would expect this to kind of pull back down, maybe a little bit under VWAP to like 265, maybe 260 range. And if it holds this area and then gets back above VWAP, then I think we'll see another set of moves on the way up. Anytime that you're seeing higher highs and higher lows, then that's putting that sort of bullish pattern to where it has more and more opportunity to continue to go up. So all right, so I'm taking a look at the way that I just want to view this here, the TTM on Webull. I will say this: the TTM on Webull is way easier to see. Just from a visual representation chart of it, I think that just taking a look at this, I'm like, man, I can look at that and I can assess it very, very quickly. Webull is a super dope platform. If you guys haven't checked it out, or if you're not using Webull, you guys absolutely should try it out. They give you 5 free stocks just for signing up and funding your account with like at least $100. But Webull is a really, really dope company. I trade Webull every day that I trade at all, and I think it's a really good platform. One thing I really like about Webull is that it's all just drag and drop to be able to customize your windows to make them look however you want. They have kind of an insane amount of widgets. You can set custom trading platforms to make them look however you want, and you can jump between different styles, which I think is really cool. You can choose different background colors. I just think I really like the way that they lay out their system. And you can also add in like different things. Like they do charge for level 2, which kind of is no fun. But outside of that, I think Webull is a really, really dope platform. And I think it's one that is worth checking out. And y'all can check out the link in my description. If you guys use the link in my description, you'll get 5 free stocks when you sign up. So that's just in the description of this video here. With Webull, will I get fresh set of 3 day trades aside from my yes on TOS? So if you're trading with margin, if you're trading with cash account, PDT rule does not apply to you. But the answer is yes. Webull requires a $2,000 account in order to have margin, and you will get a fresh set of 3 day trades. If you were to have both Webull and Thinkorswim, then you would be able to do 6 day trades under the PDT rule. So essentially 3 on TOS and 3 on Webull. And like I said, if you use the link in my description, you'll get 5 free stocks just for signing up and funding your account. It's a super dope platform. I've had it plenty. I've had it pretty much as long as I've been trading. Yeah, you're welcome, Matt. I appreciate the question, by the way. I love questions. Don't like the market for VWAP setups. Yeah, there's not a lot going on in the market right now. Baba? Yeah, let's check out Baba. See what's going on with that. So Baba came up, hit these highs at just above $90.68, pulled back, and is consolidating on an ABCD pattern. So we got this A here, and then a little A, B, C, D. It's a little tiny one. And then on the broader scale, it's like A, B. So we'll probably see a pullback here to this range, and then another move up after that. So, and if we jump out to like a 5-minute chart, you can actually see that Baba's forming almost like a flag going on with it on the 5-minute chart. Kind of looks like a little bit of an ABCD pattern, but still has yet to form. That's up with Baba. Twitter, what happened with Twitter? So Twitter rejected the $50 level and now is pulling back. So I'd want to see Twitter hold support right here around this $49 range. And if it holds that level, you want to see it like hold $49. It can go a little bit below, a little bit above it, but you want to see it hold that range of like $49. If it holds that and consolidates there, then we'll see another run up. Although that rejection at 49.73 does not inspire a ton of confidence, but because it's actually a pretty big difference from $49.73 down to $49, because these bigger stocks oftentimes don't only move a couple of cents at a time. Yeah, move above 50 though on Twitter I think looks very bullish. Twitter still looks, I think, strong on the overall chart. VLON looks like it's falling into short patterns. Maybe not. It's got the support stayed pretty consistent there, but it did reject the VWAP, and that doesn't look good. It's not a good look. So what leverage does Webull give you for 500K? I do not know. I do not have a 500K account. So if I did have that, then I would. But what I've seen Webull give as leverage is 4-to-1. So that's what I've seen. I'm not saying that they're going to give you 4-to-1. But what I am saying that I've seen Webull give 4-to-1 leverage on a regular margin account and 2-to-1 in the pre-market. So that's what I've seen. I don't know if that's the case. It might be different. Obviously, check out their terms. I have a cash account with Webull. I also have a cash account with Thinkorswim. So I'm trading in cash on all those things. But I can tell you, if you sign up for them, you'll get a couple free stocks, help your portfolio out. So it's really good. I'm just gonna check in on the crypto market here before we leave, and then I think I'm gonna shut it down. So let's go ahead and jump into BitGet here real fast. I just want to see what Bitcoin's doing because we actually made a video on Bitcoin on these technical levels, and we called this breakout here, this whole breakout, on my video that I dropped on beginner crypto. So crypto market is pulling back some. By the way, you can also trade crypto on Webull as well, but you can also trade crypto on BitGet. BitGet, one thing that's dope about trading crypto here is you can actually get leverage up to 125x, and with that leverage, I mean, you can go long, you can go short, you can do all this stuff with crypto, and they actually give you up to $153 for signing up at BitGet as well. So all the links, all these things that I'm talking about are in the description below. If you guys sign up with Webull, you'll be helping me out, you'll be helping yourself out, you'll be getting paid, I'll be getting paid. Same with BitGet. These are all affiliate links. Of course, that stuff helps support the channel, helps support my family, showing up here and being able to stream for you guys. And also, in addition to that too, these are really dope platforms that I personally use each and every day to actually grow my portfolio and actually do my trading. So, and the other reason why I really like BitGet is copy trading. This is a really, really cool feature where you can actually have people trade for you. So you can find somebody like this dude's up 196% in the last 3 weeks on his account. They do a 3-week trending pattern. And you can actually go check these people out, and you can give them a certain amount of profit to trade with. So Play Fun, he's currently full. He's a high frequency trader, and you can see like his total transactions. You can see all their profile stats and all their trades. So there's one thing I really like about it. And if you were to do, like following some of these people here, you get to benefit from them taking the time to trade. So that's one thing that's really dope about BitGet, and I think it's a really worthwhile platform, especially if you're, looking to get into crypto, or if you want to start trading crypto yourself. So I think because they also do airdrops, which is really cool. CYN breakout. When it comes to trading the blue chips, what is a good volume to look for? Above 200K. I don't normally trade blue chips, so just to be clear, but I would want to see something well above probably. I would look at their average volume profile, actually, if I'm to really think about this. So let's go ahead and jump over to Twitter. I'll look at their average volume profile. So for me, I'm looking at this. The average 30 bars is 280K, and Twitter's moving kind of slightly. I mean, it's moving pretty well, but it's not huge. If I was to go to, let's see, what other stocks are also some blue chips, like AT&T. So like AT&T has very little volume, but it is over like 200K, and it's enough to make it move. So, which incidentally, obviously, you can see that I hold AT&T as a dividend stock. Not very much of it, but I hold some of it. And AT&T has been on a pullback for the last long time. But yeah, I don't know. I would say probably above 200K is a pretty reasonable bet, especially if you're looking for some sort of momentum. So, having said all that stuff, guys, I'm gonna take off here. What's the music? The music is actually a playlist from Epidemic Sound. I can tell you the name of the artist that's currently playing is Smart Face is the name of the artist that is currently playing, and the song is called Gift of Gab. So that's the music. So guys, thanks so much for showing up. And like I said, check out Webull, check out BitGet. Also, guys, if you want to support me directly, you can go to joelstraight.com/donate, and you guys are welcome to donate there. I'll drop that link in the chat. So that's joelstraight.com/donate. You can donate directly to my PayPal. You can also donate crypto. So you have T. Did I get a free W? I did on one of my accounts, but not on my other account. So I only got one free share on one of my accounts, but I don't hold very many shares. Yeah. Also, too, guys, check us out on Discord. We're pretty active there. Douglas is pretty active. Yeah, absolutely, Douglas. Thanks so much for showing up too. And thanks so much for subbing, guys. So yeah, I'll also throw my YouTube channel in the chat as well. I don't have a ton of videos. In fact, I just have one that's published on the TTM. If you guys want to learn more about that. But joelstraight.com/YouTube. You guys can follow me there. So I know I threw a bunch of links at you guys. I know it's a lot, but I appreciate. I see how it is. Yeah, clean slate. You're also very active there too. ACDI, great move again. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna take off here. I'm gonna get some tea, get some water, hang out. Just forget about the pod here. Pod, come on, we never forget about you. We love you, man. In fact, actually, the link just came up in our Discord. So if you want to join our Discord too, you can talk to cool people like Pawn, cool people like Douglas, cool people like me. We're pretty active in there. At this rate, I can't even give my stock away. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna take off. Thanks so much for showing up. I love and appreciate you guys, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye. Peace.